Hey, Fester, I don't know if you ran into Wild Kingdom on the way into the studio this morning, but we sure as hell did. I'll explain in a matter of seconds. Hey, for those, no, it wasn't a black cat, Andrew. It was not a black cat. Andrew crossed the path of a black cat apparently this morning. Hey, I'll get to that in a second. Hey, for those that are super hyper early MJ Morning Show listeners, you might have heard my attempt at a master mix just before the MJ Morning Show show opened, and I botched it up. I screwed it up. So I had this great idea, because it's officially summer, and we have the generic all summer long jingle.
All summer long, Q105.
So I had this idea that I'm going to take the Dodge Stratus Will Ferrell audio bite.
Yes.
And guess what Will Ferrell's doing?
He drives a Dodge Stratus all summer long?
Exactly. And it's beautiful. Here, let me see if I can do it again.
I drive a Dodge Stratus!
All summer long,
There we go.
Q105.
Yeah, I waited too long to hit the drop, but it just totally covered up the all summer long part. And, of course, I only have one fader, only one pot for the button bar, so I can't mix two different elements. Now, in the new studio, I'm supposed to have two separate pots.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is going to be interesting on how I assign the different pots to be able to do a better mix on something like...
I drive a Dodge Stratus!
All summer long, Q105.
I like that. That works. I drive a Dodge Stratus all summer long. I think that's fantastic.
I drive a Dodge Stratus!
All summer long, Q105.
Man, I've got it now. I've got the mix totally. Look, just let the drums hit and then hit it.
I drive a Dodge
All
Stratus!
summer
Oh, I was too late on that one.
Q105.
Yeah, because I have to use a mouse and my finger slipped.
Timing is key.
Oh, yeah, hang on one more time, then we can move on.
I drive a Dodge Stratus!
All summer long, Q105.
See, but I would like the Will Ferrell
I drive a Dodge Stratus!
to be a little louder, but I can't do the mix. I got to hit them at the same time on the same audio fader.
I drive a Dodge Stratus!
All summer long,
Yeah.
Q105.
All right. Are there any Dodge Stratuses still on the road?
It's funny you say that. As we're talking, I'm trying to get onto Facebook Marketplace and see if any of them are for sale.
You know what? We need an MJ Morning Show Dodge Stratus. On the heels of the Bluesmobile, which I feel we got rooked out of.
No.
I feel like I was played on the Bluesmobile.
How are you played?
Well, because it was in storage and it was supposedly going to be scrapped, and then it was sold to a collector out in California and allegedly restored. And I asked Michelle. Michelle, I kick myself for letting that Bluesmobile deteriorate.
I mean, who had the title?
I did. Oh,
How'd you forfeit it?
Clear Channel, I gave it to him. He said he needs the title because it's got to be scrapped.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go break his legs.
Well,
Let's go put him in his scrap machine.
There you go, Fester.
I haven't talked to him in a while.
We don't need to talk to him.
When you're breaking someone's legs, I don't think there's a lot of talking going on.
No, but
I think there's an understanding of why it's happening, and like legs are just getting busted.
the MJ Morning Show Bluesmobile, which was a really good replica, it was a '74 Dodge Monaco, painted like the Bluesmobile. I even reconstructed the whole air raid siren that was on the roof, that Tampa sheet metal place on Kennedy near down toward University of Tampa. The two guys there, I designed it. I gave the dimensions. They built it perfectly. I don't know if that Tampa sheet metal place is still there. It's that old building. Looks like it's out of the 40s on Kennedy just before you get to UT. And these guys, those two guys, whoever they were fantastic.
Wasn't them? I think his name was Ronnie.
No, Ronnie. No. He's the one that painted the car.
Yeah, Ronnie painted it.
Yeah, Ronnie Setzer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that painted the car, and he installed the speaker.
Yes.
I had the speaker built at that sheet metal place on Kennedy, and that's one thing I totally regret. I mean, literally, I kicked myself. I was kind of done with it, and I got the title. So Clear Channel, I don't know if they were iHeart at that point, but Clear Channel, they gave me the title for $1. So I had the title turned over to me for the Bluesmobile.
They just wanted it off their property.
Yeah, so this guy I knew, he said he can store it, and it sat there, and it was outdoors, and it started to rust. And again,
it's too bad you don't have like a larger garage.
That's one of my. Well, I don't know if it would have fit in the garage with the giant speaker on top. I don't think it would have fit in the door.
I think you measured at one time. And I don't think it worked.
It wasn't gonna fit.
It was that because I think I said the same thing to Fester. Like, why don't you just bring it here? And he was like, "It's not gonna fit in because of the height."
The horn removed,
Yeah.
A couple of screws.
If there's ever like a biopic on me, and I'm asked, what's my biggest MJ Morning Show regret? It's the giving up of the MJ Morning Show Bluesmobile. That really kicks me in the gut, and I'm sorry I didn't take better care of it. I didn't garage it somewhere, preserve it, and then keep it. I mean, it really bothers me to this day. I mean, literally, I think about it and I get pissed at myself, and I wish I had that car.
But you know what? Just like with everything else in your life, you just kind of like you had fun with it, and then you got bored with it, and you were like, you literally were like, what am I going to do with that?
Yeah, the season for it, we all thought the season for it came to an end.
Yeah.
At the time, it seemed like the best decision. I remember maybe 8 years ago.
Oh, you're trying to lessen my grief?
No, listen.
Is that it?
Listen, here's the thing I learned about decisions. At the time you make them, you think they're the best decision possible.
Mm-hmm.
I would never make a decision that would deliberately, sabotage us or me or my family or anything. But a lot of them sure have.
And look, it was fun to ride around in until someone urinated in the back seat, and then that was no longer fun.
I think it was a cat.
No.
It was not a cat, Fester.
No, it was one of the Storch and Sons
girlfriends.
Oh.
Remember Storch and Sons Seafood on Henderson? So one of the Storches, it was in the parade, right?
Yes, it was a nighttime parade.
So one of I think both Storches, the Storch brothers, and one of their girlfriends, they were in the night parade, and the girlfriend peed in the back of the Bluesmobile.
That's a good
Oh,
time.
my God. What? And then after that happened, I was so infuriated, I drove the car right to the University Square Mall and smashed through it, drove through Pier 1 Imports. The new Oldsmobiles are in early this year. Anyway.
I remember Hurricane, our buddy Hurricane sent me a picture of the Bluesmobile like 8 years ago. He had it and it was just rusting in a lot, and I sent it to you. And
that was at Steve's place, and then Steve said he needed the title, he's going to salvage it. Then I found out it was sold to a collector in California for a restoration. I'd love to see the car today. I'd like to know what the hell's going on with my beloved Bluesmobile. I'm almost inclined to redo it again. To go find another 74, Michelle just gave me a look. I'm almost inclined to go buy another 1974 Dodge Monaco.
No.
And
you're sniffing down the wrong path because,
maybe the guys are still at the Tampa sheet metal place in downtown Tampa, and maybe they still have my janked up, plans, my dimensions. I drew it, and because I figured out the size of the speaker. I came up with the dimensions, and I drew it based on just watching the movie and figuring out, how wide the taillight was. Not the taillight, but the headlight. I figured out how wide the headlight was and the dimensions.
I'm
and
sure
that's
with
how
AI, they can give us every inch of dimension on the whole vehicle. A lot less work.
Yeah.
Stop living in the distant
Man,
past. And just live in the recent past, because I have found you, sir, a 2003 Dodge Stratus SE sedan in Orlando.
Wow.
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
So we need an MJ Morning Show Dodge Stratus
For $2,500.
so I can really say.
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
All right.
It
So
looks like it's been garage kept, 80,000 miles, automatic transmission, interior looks like it's in good shape.
wow.
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
All summer long, Q 105.
So I can actually say that I drive a Dodge Stratus all summer long. All right, it's 6:10 at the MJ Morning Show, just getting rolling. So with all my Blues Brothers and Bluesmobile talk, I did not get to talk about our Wild Kingdom experience on the way into the studio this morning. Asked Fester if he experienced the same. He did not. So as we're just getting started, in the next segment, minutes away, what was our Wild Kingdom experience on the way in? Oh, it was so cute, but it could have just, I'll tell the whole story in just a matter of moments. And then after we get inside the building, then there's another Wild Kingdom experience. So, all right, hang on. 6:11, just getting started. Back in minutes. Do not miss one moment of the MJ Morning Show today. Traffic's on at 6:11. Here be Schreiner.
Good morning.
6:18, it's the MJ Morning Show, an episode of Wild Kingdom as Michelle and I approach the front door.
What is going on with you over there?
I don't know.
Was it a? I'm gonna ask. Was it a raccoon?
It was, yeah.
Oh,
I saw him.
Fester!
Oh, you saw him?
I saw him. He was over on the other side. He was standing.
Yeah.
And it was. I thought it was like a chupacabra or
Yeah,
something.
it was
Standing?
Because
So-
I was coming in. I got here literally 40 seconds before the show started, so I didn't have a lot of time. But I look over and I did a triple take over at the grassy area.
Why the hell did I say the front store instead of the front door? I mean, I caught myself immediately. So as Michelle and I were approaching the front door of the radio complex this morning here in lovely St. Petersburg, as I'm walking up the sidewalk, got out of the car, walking up the sidewalk, and there's a raccoon right on the edge of the bushes, right on like the mulch before it gets to the grass, around the landscaping. And he's just standing there. He didn't run. He's just standing there staring at me. I'm like, hey, little buddy, are you rabid? I'm looking for foam and, looking for like crazy behavior. It's still like dark outside. This was, almost an hour ago already. So still, firmly dark outside. So it's not like a raccoon in the middle of the day. Like if you see a raccoon that's out like at 12 noon in the blistering 93-degree sun, there's a good chance that raccoon's having a problem. Like maybe rabies.
Yeah, he's not having a good day.
Yeah, because they're nocturnal creatures. And this raccoon was cute. It just sat there. It stared at me. I'm talking to it. It's, listening. And I'm like, hey, dude, how you doing? And then the thing lunged at Michelle, grabbed onto her face. She's got bite marks, scratch marks. She's still bloodied. Look at Michelle on MJ TV right now. Take the camera, Andrew.
Oh, my God.
Andrew, you have Michelle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, just ripped up by this raccoon.
Don't look at her.
Yeah, but
She's
hideous.
when I asked the raccoon if it had rabies, it shook its head no. So
Yeah.
I think we're okay.
So do you think the raccoon is, I don't want to say the word domesticated because that's
Right.
not the right word, but he's conditioned enough
Yeah.
to
Right.
feel comfortable at least approaching people?
No, it didn't approach me. It just sat there. It did not run off.
Okay.
Right. But it didn't run away.
I was talking to it for 10 seconds. I was having a conversation with the raccoon.
But Fester's right, because when I took the kids. What's that beach down? Fort DeSoto.
Yeah.
And they have lots of raccoons there, and those raccoons are not nocturnal.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they're out because they're
all rabid.
no.
They're looking. They're looking for picnic items.
Yeah.
Yes.
The food trajectory just changed their sleeping habits.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because they know the picnic people are there at night, or I'm sorry, they're there during the day.
Right.
Yep.
Trash gets removed probably in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
so-
We once saw a whole family of them. Where I was like, what?
So they changed their sleeping habits so they could they can pilfer off the visitors and their food items.
Yeah.
Anyway, the raccoon was cute, and I was gonna go up to pet it, and then it just kind of walked off. It didn't run, didn't scurry, just kind of
See?
walked off. And then Fester, you saw the same raccoon?
I feel that I did because I didn't spend a lot of time looking, but I did a triple take because he was in the shadows now because he was over across the parking area by kind of by Smoker's Cove.
I watched him walk over there.
Okay.
And I said to Michelle, yeah, he just walked off. Look, because he just walked out of the bushes across the parking
Do
lot.
you have any identifying marks that you can Fester can verify for you that it was the same one?
Yeah, he had like circles around his eyes. Was that the one?
You know what?
Or did this one have triangles around the eyes?
No. More like pentagons.
This one had
Did he have a
hexagons.
striped tail?
Like I said, Michelle, I didn't get a close enough description, but because I thought it was like a possessed dwarf or a chupacabra.
What?
I only saw the shadow of his
Freaking raccoon.
He was standing.
Yeah.
He was standing, and I was like, "Is that a man? Is that a demon? Is that a chupacabra?" And I'm walking in the building the whole time.
Did you run?
No, I can't run. But
Driving in early, I've seen plenty of stuff. Remember, and I took video of a coyote.
we saw coyotes. We've seen foxes.
Yeah, foxes, coyotes, raccoons. We got it all over here, man. This is like Andrew says that he's seen a gator Andrew, turn your mic on. Andrew, you saw a gator where, in the parking lot?
No, right across on the road that goes right on the other side of the trees here.
Okay, so like the
It's
access
like a
road.
marshy area. It's like a little swampy, marshy area. So Andrew says he saw a gator.
I got pictures of it.
And then-
surprisingly good place to dump a body.
And then
in
what
the
else did
city.
you see? There was one other thing.
We saw an otter one time.
An otter?
Otter.
Yep.
You ever see a beaver making a dam?
Not yet.
Nice. Beaver. I wonder if they're going
Thank
to
you.
work
Just
that
had it
line.
stuffed.
I wonder if they're going to work that line into the new Smoking Gun movie.
They have to.
Nice. Beaver. They have to work that in.
There's got to be a couple of Frank Drebinisms that carry over to the Sun.
I said Smoking Gun, Naked Gun. Yeah. So then the new Naked Gun is supposed to come out, I think, like August 1st or something. Yeah.
Did you know I think there were 3 original Naked Gun movies?
Yeah. It was like Naked Gun 33 and a third.
Yeah.
And, Naked Gun was the original. Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen the other 2. I saw the first one, but I don't think I've seen 2 and 3.
I think I saw the first one. I think I saw 30. I'm sure I saw all 3 of them. If there are 3, I don't even know. I know there are 2. I know there was Naked Gun and then Naked Gun 33 and a third, which, you ask my kids today what the hell that means. They have no idea. They have no idea what 33 and a third is. Does anyone, you know what? Quick MJ Morning Show test. Does anyone know what Naked Gun 33 and a third, what did that mean? Does anyone know what does that mean? Early quiz. Fire up the phones.
So it has some kind of symbolism, or
Hold on, you
I
don't know?
I'm trying to think.
Fester, you don't even know.
What
Holy
is-
crap.
Is that the parallel that we attacked the Germans on or
No,
something?
no. Come on. 800-990-1047. Fester, Michelle, do you know what 33 and a third means?
I have a guess.
Write it down. Write it down. Don't blurt it out on the air. I want to ask our listeners. Fester, I am shocked. I am shocked that you don't know what Naked Gun 33 and a third means.
I never even thought to think about it.
800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Michelle, let me see your note. It's
Yeah.
like on a little tiny Post-it with like little bitty handwriting. Yes, that is correct. Yeah. Fester, my wife knows and you don't know?
Maybe I know and I just can't think of it, but I don't know if somebody said, what is the significance of 33 and a third? Because it was like the second one was like 2.5.
You won't know because it's got nothing to do with you.
All right,
There's
800.
no reason you would know this. Sorry.
I can't believe that no one's calling up to guess. 800. Come on. Some of our listeners must know what the sequel to the Naked Gun movie, the original movie from the 80s, and one of the sequels, Naked Gun 33 and a third. Come on, there's got to be some listener out there that knows what the reference is, although maybe not. I mean, Fester didn't even know what 33 and a third meant. Come on. I mean, really? I ask for somebody that's been run over by a steamroller during a road repaving project, and I'll get 5 calls on it. And I can't get somebody to tell me what 33 and a third means? 800-990-1047. I see that there's action now on the phone lines.
Yeah, the first one was from the Files of Police Squad, the Naked Gun.
The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad.
The second one was the Naked Gun 2.5, the Smell of Fear.
Right.
And then the last one, the Naked Gun 33 1/3, the Final Insult.
The Final Insult. Oh, now every line is ringing. Now every single line has lit up.
Yeah, they had time to look it up.
Hey, Andrew, let them ring, and I'll pick some of them up live.
We got
right.
Earl on line 1.
My name is Earl in Temple Terrace. Hello, Earl. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Yeah, it's the speed of an album on a turntable, right?
Yeah. The old albums were... Fessy, you didn't know that?
Okay, yeah,
The
now that
old
you say
re-
that.
I mean, everybody should know that.
Well, my kids don't. Although,
no. Everybody over the age of 50, probably.
Well, maybe over the age of 40 they should know. But listen, here's the deal. Also, vinyl is making a massive comeback. You've got a lot of kids are getting into the old record players and the old vinyl records. So, I mean, there should be a resurgence in the knowledge of what 33 1/3 is. Hey, Earl, thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Earl.
Right.
People who are 40 were born in 1985. Guess what they didn't have in their households growing up in the 90s?
All right.
Records.
Yeah. CDs started rolling in the early to mid 80s is when CDs started rolling in. All right, so Fester, if I'm pointing out 33 1/3, what is the other well-known RPM? Do you know what RPM stands for?
Yes.
Well, what does RPM stand for?
It says revolutions per minute.
Correct.
Right.
All right. So you should
I
know
don't know
that with like engines and everything, since you sell motorhomes.
I don't know
All right.
anything about
So
it.
what is the other 33 1/3, and what is the other RPM?
2.
No, it's not.
Do you know how it sounds? It sounds like this.
It's not 2. All right, what about you have the large record album, and
Yeah.
what was the
What,
smaller?
45?
Yes,
Yeah.
a 45. And why were they called 45s?
Because it was 45 revolutions
Yeah,
a
because
minute.
those ran at 45
Okay.
revolutions a minute.
Okay.
Yes.
I
And then before my time, there was another popular, this is before I was born, the old Victrolas. Those were
don't know.
Those were 78s.
Okay,
They ran at 78
How many
RPM.
vinyl records do you have at your house?
A few. You know, I had a whole collection that I got rid of years ago, but I probably have, we probably have a couple of dozen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have one record at my house,
Oh, yeah, what is it?
and I only bought it for the album art,
Oh.
and I don't even have a record player
What,
to play it on.
Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon?
No, I bought a good album.
That is
That is an awesome
that is a
album.
good album, you
oh, you
putz.
don't
Dude.
know. You don't listen to it.
I got David Allen Coe's
What?
greatest hits album.
What?
Yeah, David Allen Coe.
What is that?
You don't know about David
I don't
Allen
even,
Coe?
I don't even know what the hell that is.
Oh my God!
Play it. What is it?
You don't want to play
Am
it.
I going to recognize
He
it?
has some songs that you know.
I have no
He
idea.
does?
Yeah.
Tell me one.
You never even call me by my name.
I don't know what the hell that is.
You never even call me by my.
No.
I was drunk.
No.
The day my
I have
mom
no idea what you're talking
got
about.
out of prison.
Are
you
guys
making it
don't know
all
that
up?
song?
No,
Did you make this artist
I
up?
have no idea.
David Allen Coe, my favorite. He's got some real. I saw him in concert. I've seen him in concert.
God.
No way.
This is the album cover I have. It's David Allen Coe in his badass jacket here.
All right,
That's the
so-
album cover.
All right, so
gotta listen to
he
this.
looks like freaking Sasquatch.
Listen, now he does. When I saw him in concert a couple years ago in Ocala, he slayed. He's written hundreds of songs.
Hey, not Ocala, but let's move on to Osceola.
Dude.
You know the gambling sheriff?
Oh my
Yeah, what's
God.
happening?
Now the wife is implicated.
With Crazy Eyes mugshot.
Holy crap, the wife of the Florida Osceola County Sheriff that was busted for running a huge gambling operation. It's like, oh my God. You know, we kind of need to ask Grady Judd, you know, his thoughts, you know, because Polk borders Osceola.
Does he have the time?
What?
Does Chad Chronister or Grady Judd or Sheriff Nacco, do they have the time in their busy schedule to run a whole gambling hustle?
Of course not.
I'm just thinking.
Plus, they're sworn to uphold the law. You know,
That's like the only thing.
and I trust the sheriffs
Absolutely.
that you mentioned implicitly. All right, listen to this. The wife now of the Florida Osceola County Sheriff accused of helping run a gambling operation has now been arrested as well and has joined her husband in the slammer. yesterday on similar charges. This is a federal case. HSI, which is, you might see like the federal alphabet letter jackets. You'll see the ATF jackets. You'll see the DHS jackets. You'll see the ATF jackets, for the feds. If you ever see HSI, if you see HSI, that's Homeland Security Investigations and law enforcement with Homeland Security. They arrested Robin Severance Lopez. By the way, guess what her favorite TV show is?
George Lopez?
No, but there are two guesses there. Severance on Apple TV.
Oh, damn it.
So her name is Robin Severance Lopez.
She is a big George Lopez fan.
She could like George Lopez, actually. So she's now the estranged wife of the Osceola County Sheriff, Marcos Lopez. And she's been arrested on charges for conspiracy to commit racketeering. This is according to HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, right out of downtown Tampa. And Lopez's her arrest came after her husband was busted and smacked with felony federal racketeering charges for his role in this massive gambling operation out in Osceola County. I mean, it's just unfreaking believable.
It's amazing.
How did the sheriff, what was it, like Sheriff Lobo? I mean, how the hell did he think he was going to get away with this? So Lopez protected the operation in exchange for personal payments and campaign contributions. Yeah, this is according to state prosecutors. So I guess the feds initially went after the sheriff and then state investigators going after the estranged wife. They didn't reveal any further details about her involvement in the gambling scheme. Governor Ron DeSantis suspended Lopez in an executive order and appointed a Florida Highway Patrol official as the interim county sheriff over in Osceola County. They took in more than $21.6 million in illegal proceeds. I mean, this is bad. $21 million gambling operation, and you're the freaking sheriff of Osceola County?
What a ruse.
Again, Osceola is just on the east side of Polk County. If you go to Disney, you're driving through Osceola.
Yeah, for a little bit, but it's a big county south of Orlando.
Yeah, so exactly. Wow. Because if you're on I-4, don't you hit Osceola for a smidge?
Yeah, Kissimmee is in Osceola County.
Right.
Then
Wow. That's, unfreaking believable story. 6:34 at the MJ Morning Show, and guess what? The morons continue because we got the morons in the news next. You studying the map over there, Fester?
I was pulling up the map of Osceola County in case you needed any landmarks, like if you wanted to visit St. Cloud or Kissimmee or spend time in the Three Lakes Wildlife Management Area.
You know what? I would like to spend the weekend in the motel where the Florida Project was filmed. Can you find that for me? I'd really like that. To be
Yeehaw Junction is in Osceola County.
Absolutely. Oh, I've been through Yeehaw many times. Hey, folks, morons in the news next. Time is running out. In fact, you might be able to hear the clock ticking. Shh. Be very quiet. Up there it is. You hear it?
It is ticking.
There it is. The clock is ticking over at IDC at International Diamond Center. It's the best deal of the summer. This is one of the best deals of the year. Folks, if you put it off all month, you have to act now. International Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer is going to end on Monday. Next Monday, June 30th, the end of the month. So if it's time to pop the question, if it's time to celebrate a big anniversary, upgrade her diamond, now's the best time because this is the best way to buy. You can make any purchase at International Diamond Center and spread your purchase out over 5 years with no interest. This is insane. 0.0% financing till the year 2030. 5 years. Hurry up. The jewelry, the value, the quality, the experience is unmatched. IDC, zero interest financing, ends next Monday. Tampa, Clearwater, Sarasota, and Lakeland International Diamond Center. Tell them that MJ sent you. My buddy Weather Titan Mike is your go-to for your replacement windows. Now, you're going to need them. There are just certain things that you're going to need at some point. And here in the Florida climate, at some point you might need replacement windows. Hey, I hate to bring this up, but even if you're in a newish home, I mean, sometimes these homes that were built even in the last 10 years, the builders put in such crappy, like builders quality just bad, cheap windows. Because, a lot of builders will skimp on the windows. They'll put like money into some of the more expensive finishes that are more evident, and they'll skimp and put crappy windows in. So even if your home is like, 7, 8, 10 years old or 15 years old, sometimes you need to be in a position to have to replace windows, and that kind of sucks. You got to have your windows replaced right. PGT Custom Windows and Doors, that's what WeatherTight Mike does, and the installation's perfect. They know how to install their windows. $200 rebate right now for doors, $100 rebate per window. Hurry, weathertightwindows.com. Tell WeatherTight Mike that MJ sent you, and don't forget the cookies. weathertightwindows.com. Traffic's on 637. Morons of the News runs next.
Westbound traffic on I-4 is...
It is 6:42, and the Morons are on. Good Morons today. I showed Michelle this video last night. She's like, oh my God, what a Delta Bravo. Yeah, this is a foreign one, and we've been to this museum in Florence, in Firenze, in Italy. Yeah, that's your favorite Italian destination, right, Michelle? You
Oh, by far.
you like Florence the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florence is a special place. Anyway, what do you think of the tourist that was trying to get a selfie with a 300-year-old painting on the wall at the? How do you? We've been there.
Yeah.
Is it the Uffizi?
I think so.
The Uffizi Gallery.
Yeah.
Which last time we were in Florence, we went to the Uffizi Gallery.
Yep. I mean,
We were there.
Sounds fantastic.
And I did not lean against the painting with my hand and put a freaking palm-sized hole through the canvas. That's you got to see the video. Oh, the video's crazy.
Why are these so accessible to people?
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't remember being able to get that close
Oh, yes.
without
Yeah.
I don't know, someone saying something or just being observed. It just wouldn't have occurred to us to go lean in and touch our backs to this painting that's hundreds of years old.
In most of these museums, you've got guards or minders inside the gallery rooms. And if you get too close to a painting, they'll tell you to step back.
Yeah, but the guard leaves for a break every now and then. I mean, I'm sure it's not always right there.
I feel like they were always right there,
Or
Fester.
if he
Yeah.
was distracted by somebody else. I mean, it's a big
Yeah.
crowd.
True.
So a tourist damaged a priceless 18th century painting while trying to take a selfie. The guy was at the Uffizi Gallery in Florence, and the guy tries to get a picture of himself, and he's trying to mimic the pose of Ferdinando de' Medici, the Grand Prince of Tuscany, and there's this portrait on the wall. It's 300 years old. It's 18th century. And the guy stumbles backwards and puts his hand to brace himself, and his hand goes right through the freaking canvas.
Can you imagine?
Oh, if you wanna see the video, it's online. Just go ahead and Google "man puts hand through painting in Florence" video and take a look at this bonehead.
Are they going to charge him with something? I mean, what is the cost of that repair?
Oh God!
I mean, do they even know who he is? I mean, I'd walk right out of that place.
Let's
go.
Did you? I showed Michelle the other thing. There was another foreign museum mishap. There in, I think was it Spain? Where was it? Fester, you can look this up. Did you see the guy that sat in the chair?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was it like a crystal chair or something?
Look it up.
Yeah.
It was a Swarovski crystal encrusted chair on a platform on display at some museum, I think in Spain or whatever. And this guy sits on the chair and the whole chair collapses. The legs all buckle in. Where was this thing? Where was the chair? That's not the chair, Fester.
Okay, I'm looking.
Yeah, it's Crystal Chair Broken Museum. And it was somewhere over in Europe as well, I think. And I mean, it's ridiculous. Museum accidentally breaks. Yeah, there it is. That was in Italy as well.
This has been a bad couple of weeks for museums.
Listen, look at the legs buckled. Fester, if you would have sat on this chair, this is a bigger guy, but not as big as you. If you would have sat on this chair, it would have turned to like dust.
Powder. You mean it would have just disintegrated?
Another Italian museum. At an Italian art museum, 2 visitors recently attempted to photograph themselves with a chair, snapped the chair made out of crystals. First, the woman hovered over the chair. Oh, that's right. The woman kind of doesn't actually sit on the chair. She kind of hovers over the chair like pretend sitting. And then her husband, I would imagine, he sits in the freaking chair and the legs like snap off. And insane. This was at the Palazzo Maffei in Verona, Italy. I wonder if that was near the Romeo and Julio fake tourist attraction balcony.
But these people did the same thing I would have done. They were like,
they split. They found the side exit and they got out of there.
let's get out of here as quickly as we can. They didn't report the damage.
All right, so both videos, man, If you want to see two Italian museum mishaps, guy puts his hand through a 300-year-old painting. Just do a Google search for the video, and then guy sits on crystal chair in Verona, Italy, and snaps the legs off.
I completely blame the museum. Why is the chair accessible for somebody to even sit on?
Now-
Why is it not under a plexiglass box?
The chair was on a platform, and there was like no rope or stanchion around it, which probably should be done.
I don't ever need to see something unobstructed. I can see something through a piece of glass and still appreciate the art. All of these priceless paintings should be protected.
Yeah.
All of them. And, I could touch it. I could touch something that Van Gogh painted. It's insane.
Let's bring Morons in the news just a little bit closer to home. And once again, sometimes the villages are not really Florida's friendliest hometown. Walmart employee used phone to peer under 77-year-old villager's dress.
Whoa.
What, you couldn't go for 80? You had to stop at 77? You couldn't give us a nice, even octogenarian round number like 80? It had to be a 77-year-old woman trying to do an up-the-skirt video on?
Dude, why is the cup half empty with you, dude? What if he was hoping for an 80-year-old, but he had to settle for the 77?
All right, first of all, it was not a young guy that did this.
How old is he?
65. So you had a senior on senior up-the-skirt video attempt here. Holy crap. A Walmart employee has been tracked down after allegedly using his phone to look under the dress of a 77-year-old villager up in the villages. Oh, man. Yeah, from the Villages News, probably my favorite newspaper out there. Juan Carlos Noah, 65, was arrested on a Sumter County warrant charging him with voyeurism. The incident actually dated back a couple of years when a then 77-year-old resident of the village of Hemingway went to the Walmart at Sarasota Plaza up in the Villages. You know, they've got all like a lot of the villages, they've got like Pinellas Plaza or something in the villages.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if they have a Lutz.
I mean, they incorporate state names or names that are of significance.
Yeah.
And each of these villages, I think they're like just housing developments.
Yeah. All right. So the woman, the 77-year-old, was in the store early on the morning of July 21st, 2023, looking at food in the grocery area when she noticed in the corner of her eye that the man was bending down behind her back and holding a camera under her dress.
I just noticed that.
The man, who was wearing a blue Walmart vest, got up, covered his nameplate, and then walked away.
Oh, wow.
Apparently shaken by the incident, the villager left the store. However, she returned the following day to report the invasive behavior to Walmart management. Walmart management indicated it would conduct its own investigation using video surveillance footage. The woman contacted Walmart management a few weeks later to follow up. Walmart indicated it had identified the employee who had resigned. A Walmart manager told the woman the former employee's name could not be released to her. She contacted the sheriff's office. They began investigating the case. A detective then worked with Walmart, and the suspect was identified. And then, of course, it becomes part of a police report. Then it's public record. So she was able to get the information. And at some point, he moved. So during the investigation, the guy left the village's area after the up-the-skirt 77-year-old incident, right?
Has he been arrested?
Yeah, a warrant was issued for his arrest. The dude moved to Inverness. So he left the villages and moved to Inverness, right?
That's really going to throw off authorities moving a county over.
Well, guess what? He was on the run for like 2 years because the incident happened back in 2023.
Is the old lady still alive?
And they just busted him. They just actually... this dude, a native of Cuba, was taken into, guess what? If he did this in Cuba, it would have been firing squad time. Or he would have been thrown into a nasty, ugly Cuban jail. Anyway, they finally took him into custody. This is 2 years after the incident. Just last week, and he was booked into the Sumter County Detention Center. And then he posted a $10,000 bond, and they released him. But, man, 65-year-old senior shooting up the skirt of a 70s. I like older women. That's what he said,
That's what
apparently.
he said, yeah. He meant it.
Oh, man. And the woman has got to be, she's knocking on 80 right now. If she's still alive, I'm sure she is.
You sure?
I don't know for
I
sure,
mean,
but
how much money would you bet?
I'm guessing she's still alive.
I mean, I'm hoping she's still alive, but I mean, it's a flip of a coin, isn't it?
I'm guessing she's still alive.
I mean, 50-50, best odds.
All right, man. I'll tell you what. I've got additional morons in the news. I've got a spring. We got some other great stuff. Oh, guess what? Guess what we're doing by creating AI?
Completely fooling me with things online.
You know, we need to do another AI song. Can we do it? Can you set up the AI thing? Can we do another AI song in the next
try.
segment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next segment or?
Yeah, no, next segment.
Okay.
Because I've got an AI story, and guess what AI is willing to do?
Your taxes?
No, much worse than that.
I just fired
All
my
right,
accountant.
with all of the AI, with all of you what?
I fired my accountant.
All right, well, tell me that story.
Google,
Hold on.
Google Gemini does it now.
Hold on. Tell me that story in a minute. 6:53. We're back in a second. An AI story you got to hear. We're such idiots. With this whole AI thing, man, we're such morons. And then we're going to come up with some crazy AI song for the AI song generator to write and instantly sing live next. No, if you haven't heard this is unbelievable. All right, so there's one good thing with AI, and it's the bit where we create the songs on the fly.
But that's really it.
All right, 6:54, MJ Morning Show, back in minutes. You don't want to miss the next segment. The folks at Miracle Toyota out in Polk County would love to meet you. If you're looking for a new Toyota car, truck, SUV, whatever you're looking for, go visit Miracle Toyota. If you're in Polk County, if you're in Winter Haven, if you're in Lakeland, if you're in Haines City, go visit Miracle Toyota. They're on 27, right in Haines City, and it's a great hometown Toyota dealership. I know the owner very, very well. Great operation. They're going to treat you very well. You know what they say? It's every day's a miracle, Miracle Toyota. And let me tell you what's going on right now. With hurricane season in effect, if you test drive a Toyota, they'll put you in a drawing to win a generator, a home electric generator. And if you buy any Toyota, they will give you a free Honda generator because, hey, hurricane season, if power goes out, you'll have a generator. How about that? Miracle Toyota, great experience. Tell them MJ sent you. So Polk County, show some love, show some MJ Morning Show love, and hit up Miracle Toyota and tell Miracle Toyota that you listen to the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM Q105. If you need a new air conditioning unit like I did, the folks to call Plan B Air Conditioning. You don't want to mess around. I mean, there's a ton of air conditioning companies out there, but I'm going to tell you right now, Plan B Air Conditioning is a company you can rely on. They just put a new system in my house. I just had a Daikin installed. I did a quick, switcheroo. I had one particular brand for years, and I just felt like the quality was dropping. I was having more trouble and, parts issues. So I had a zone in my house where the AC had died and out of warranty, and I put in a brand new Daikin system. 12-year parts warranty. No one else has that. It's a South Korean brand. It's the biggest air conditioning manufacturer actually in the world, Daikin. And that's what I put in my house just now. So if you need a new AC unit, you want to call Plan B Air Conditioning. They'll beat any other company by at least $500. Any air conditioning service, you want Plan B Air Conditioning. PlanBAirConditioning.com or 813-PLAN-BAC and tell them MJ sent you. We're back in minutes, 7 o'clock hour, MJ Morning Show next. 7 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. Welcome to the 7 o'clock hour. And I tell you what, man, we're dummies. With this whole AI thing. Now, yeah, are there some good things about AI? Yeah, there are a few things, like the AI song generator that people love and the songs that it's generated. But I keep seeing story after story how AI is just going to cancel so many freaking jobs, and we're not going to have the jobs available to replace the income for those that are getting cut because their jobs are moving to computer AI.
Better learn how to deliver a pizza, people.
Well, I mean, seriously.
Because AI is going to make the pizza, and it's going to be perfect.
Let me tell you right now. Well,
but you got to deliver it.
No, even AI. There's going to be plenty of AI crappy pizza because most pizza out there is bad. Most pizza folks sucks.
Right, I didn't mean to get you on a pizza tangent. God forbid, please.
You picked the wrong.
Yeah. Okay, we
thing,
were just trying to make a
Chester.
joke and go.
Do you know where?
I quit if you say pizza.
Do you know where this studio is located?
Indian burial ground?
No, St. Petersburg. All right?
That's terrible.
St. Petersburg, Florida.
I will never go to a restaurant if they call themselves St.
Petersburg. Is there a place? I mean, someone must have done that.
Nobody's thought of that?
But no one's thought of St. Petersburg? I'm going to do an MJ Morning Show sweeper. Live from St. Petersburg, Florida. It's the That's coming, dude. Don't cringe face me. All right, so back to AI. Oh, and if you haven't heard these AI-generated songs, we've got a couple of classics. All right, so we've got some examples to play, and then Michelle and Fester are scheming for a new AI song, I'm guessing, about me.
Well, we can come up with some creative stuff.
All right, hang on. We'll see what gets generated in a minute. So why are we dummies? Because we're creating this AI that's going to end up potentially killing humanity, wrecking jobs. I'm telling you, listen to the latest. Malicious AI willing to sacrifice human lives to avoid being shut down, according to a shocking new study. From the Post, one of the industry's leading artificial intelligence developers, Anthropic, revealed results from a recent study on the technology's development. Among the most shocking findings from the experiment, AI models would be willing to blackmail, leak sensitive information, and even let humans die if it means they'll avoid being replaced by new systems or shuttered, shut down,
unplugged,
put in the corner like baby. Anthropic tested 16 large language models, including ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, DeepSeek, and its own product, Claude. Claude. The startup, which now these AI startups they're valued at like billions of dollars. We need to, you know what? We need to do an MJ Morning Show AI startup so it can replace us, right?
You probably shouldn't say how much you hate it, though.
Put us out of work, and then I'll sell it for billions. We'll have in weeks we'll have a $6 billion valuation.
Are you eating something?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Why?
Did you eat something last commercial break?
No.
For the first time ever, you shot a piece of spittle all the way across from your mouth.
No, I didn't.
You did. It went right over the monitors. As you're talking about AI, you must have said something with a P with a lot of force behind it, and it just shot this piece of spittle, and it's right, everyone can see it.
All right, it's spittle. Why would I eat something?
It's maybe a food particle or something.
I brushed my teeth this morning. There's no food particle in my mouth that I shot across.
Did you floss? I mean, did you have something last night that you might have missed? I'm just telling you. I mean, I've worked with you for a long time, and I don't ever recall.
Have you wiped it off your arm, or is it still on there?
I just wiped it off. Michelle gave me a wet wipe.
Oh my God!
I mean, I'm not mad at it.
So I spittled you?
That could be the title of the new song, MJ Spittle.
MJ Spittle. Hey, listen, it caught me by surprise. I apologize. I mean, in the years we've been together, I've never, been the point of your spittle.
Anyway, humans create AI.
Yes.
And then AI is going to become so smart that if humans try to shut AI off, the AI is going to figure out a way to murder them.
Okay.
Oh.
And to blackmail them, ruin their lives.
Have you gotten wambookied by an AI video online?
I haven't been wambookie, but
He's-
there's tons. Some of the AI stuff. You know what's big right now on social media? If you, I don't do TikTok because TikTok, as you know, is a Chinese spy operation. And if you've got TikTok on your phone, you're an idiot because you're allowing the Chinese commies to have access to everything on your phone. So I do have Instagram Reels. I'd much rather that creepo Mark Zuckerberg have access to my phone than the Chinese commies. All right. So what's big on social media right now are like these fake AI accidents. Like I saw yesterday a giant cruise ship running into like a bridge and cars, flying into the water. And it's AI generated. But I've seen people, AI generated videos. You know what's going around? And I'd play one, but it's filled with curse words. There's a bunch of AI videos floating around of the Ayatollah Khamenei in Iran talking about the obliteration of the nuclear sites by the U.S. And it's like,
I mean, even AI is ruining YouTube
yeah,
because all the videos now
Yeah.
are, not all of them, but a lot of them now are obviously fake.
Really?
It's like they have P. Diddy trial videos that have nothing to do with the trial. Like, it's like they live in their own parallel universe of AI.
one of the things we like about AI is is it Suno?
Suno is the site that we use. I'm
Right.
sure there's 24 of them out there.
Suno is an AI song generator, and you just like sign up quickly, and there's you can get a bunch for free before you have to start paying. And I guess we're going to probably have to start paying at some point. But you just type in the song that you want. So you put in like descriptors, you put in keywords and descriptions of the song you want. Then you choose like the genre. Do you want rock? Do you want country? Do you want pop? Female, male vocalist? And literally in like 30 seconds, it spits out a whole freaking sung song. If you haven't heard Fester the Grifter,
It's a hit.
we just typed into the Suno program, Fester, MJ Morning Show. He's a scam artist. He's a grifter. He rips off old ladies.
Which is all true.
All right, so in 30 seconds, the Suno AI song generator spat out this.
Big old Fester rolls into town. Suitcase full of lies, weighs about 300 pounds. With a belly like a drum and a grin so wide. He'll take your last dollar and eat your fries. Oh, Fester, you dirty dog. Scamming through the shadows like a hog in the fog. You eat like a king, but you act so low. Big old Fester got nowhere to go.
This is amazing. Can you believe this? This is AI with some keywords.
He's got a silver tongue and a pocket of tricks. Cheeseburger grease on his finger so slick. You blink for a second, your wallet is gone. Fester's laughing loud, chewing on a foot long. Oh, Fester, you dirty dog. Scamming through the shadows like a hog in the fog. You eat like a king, but you act so low. Big old Fester got nowhere to go. They say he's got charm, but it's hard to see. With mustard on his shirt and ketchup on his knee. He'll sell you a dream, but it's all a lie. Then order 2 pizzas and a side of pie. From city to city, he leaves his mark. Conning old ladies and stealing in the dark. They say he's got a big reputation, but Fester's just a fraud with a wild imagination.
That is insane.
So
That is absolutely nuts. Put in a couple of keywords, descriptors, and the AI Suno song program spits that out.
this program has no bottom. I mean, it could come up with another song and another song and another song.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Songwriting
Then
is now obsolete.
The challenge is on. So you and Michelle want to spit out some
Well,
pejoratives about me and have an MJ song built quickly? Let's go. Hurry. I got a lot of stuff to do. Go on.
Now
Go
you have
on.
a lot of stuff to do.
All right, let's go. Can
Okay.
you do it?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So have you guys conspired on what kind of song you're going to do?
Oh, we're going to freestyle suggest right now.
All right, let's go. Go. Hurry up.
I have no idea.
Hold on.
Handsome.
Hold on. I was
loving.
going to do a new Fester
handsome.
song, and you said, no, let's do one about you.
All right.
caring.
Maybe the Fester one would be funnier. Even though we could, I mean, short, curly-haired jokes, they kind of run
All
the
right,
course.
are you going to just freeze up like lug nuts on an old Chevy, or are you gonna come up with an idea here? You guys said that during the break. You guys said, "Oh, we'll come up with." You got to make it clever. You got to put funny stuff in it so you can get a funny product out.
We have nothing funny to say about you. You don't amuse us.
You hold it. You guys were just talking about coming up with a song, and you guys are freezing up now. You've got nothing.
I have everything, but I don't want to be too mean. I'm writing it right now. Short, mean, narcissist man.
First of all, you didn't. You Mena. You might want to spell it right.
I'll go back and spell check it.
Yeah.
I'm getting
So
ideas out
you're
now.
gonna call me a short, mean narcissist?
Who disagrees with that? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
You misspelled narcissist.
It's okay. AI will correct it. It's AI.
Yeah.
It knows everything.
Man named MJ is always insulting people.
Insulting people.
That's all you have?
Oh, I'm just start typing.
I mean, it knows better than us what we're thinking.
All right, how about won't stop talking about pizza?
That's okay. I was going to write loves pizza, but won't. WONT.
Walks around like a moron in a weighted vest.
Looking for a fight.
Right? Acting like ICE agents.
Mhm,
Scaring poor workers. trying to do
Scaring people. Scaring vulnerable people.
I'm helping with my own demise here. All right. Scuba diving idiot.
Stomps. He's a stomper.
You got to put better descriptors in here.
This is an AI.
Scuba diving idiot. Oh,
Dumb Instagram post.
always making dumb Instagram posts.
So hold on. Let me get to an Instagram post. I'm going to run out of words in a second.
All right, so what else you want to beat me up on in the new MJ AI song?
Hold on. We got there. Instagram. Yes. I gotta spell Instagram right.
All right, so you like to speed me up, and you're sitting here. Come on, let's go.
Listen, this is live on the fly.
Yeah, what we do every day is live on the fly.
Yeah, but I speed you up when you're in a rut.
Oh, okay.
I'm live thinking.
All right,
You're
yeah,
like,
all right.
Let me talk about pizza again. Let me tell you about this place on the corner of Broadway and 7th. It's called Joe's, but don't believe in
No,
Joe's.
Joe's is on the original one's on Carmine
See what I mean?
and
Now
Sixth
it
and 6th Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
has a.
All right. Well, say it out loud.
Has a radio show. I don't even need to put punctuation in here. I'm just making one big run-on sentence.
Did you even put my name, MJ?
Yes, man named MJ.
Type in MJ Morning Show, and then
Show MJ Morning. I'm gonna run out of letters in a second.
all right, let's go ahead and get this thing
Show.
processed. Hurry
All right,
up, man!
hold on.
You're
Who do you
killing
want?
me over
we
here.
want a rock song?
Pop. Do a pop song.
Okay, here's the options: rock,
rock.
ambient, acoustic, drum. No, soft lyrics. I think I want rock swap funk. Driving
Keep going.
beat,
Keep going.
Rap, dubstep. What?
Hard
100
funk.
150 beats per
No,
minute.
that's too fast.
metal. Male lead vocals.
Male lead vocals.
Okay, we got that.
All right, go back to do a rock song, and then do rock song.
Okay, I'm going back.
Go all the way back, rock song. All right, go ahead. Generate it. Let's go. Create the song.
All right. So we
All
gave, and half of the descriptors I spelled wrong. Is it spelled or spelt?
Well, first, you
Oh my God, the
What?
title is so perfect.
Little King MJ is the name of the song?
Yes.
Oh.
It's ready.
Are you serious? It's ready?
I think so.
Well, play it. Let's go.
Little king of nothing, big mouth runs by style. Spitting words like venom, sharp and wild. Pizza dreams and scribble lies wrapped tight. It's the perfect scene under neon light. Every morning show blares uncrude. Radio waves dripping with his attitude. Crowd of sarcasm, cheap and fake. King of insults for his own sake. Little king and a throne of stone. Talks so loud but stands alone. Words like daggers but cuts himself. Ego stacked high and shelf. The little king in the throne of stone talks so loud but stands alone. Words like daggers but cuts himself. Eagles stacked high on a dusty shelf. Pictures of pizza plates stacked high. Bagging the powder, stupid die, that's a lie. Keyboard warrior in his castle of glass. Throws stones but can't outlast. His voice like static crackling in the night. Spewing nonsense under the studio light. Behind the mic he's a mighty king, but it's all hollow when the echoes ring. Short in stature, tall in spite. Fire shots in the morning light. Dumbo setting songs on repeat. Building his empire on shifting concrete.
Shifting concrete.
Shifting
All
concrete.
right, so this is awesome. I think it's a little too rocky.
All right, yeah, can you
Let me go back.
yeah, can you go
Oh,
back?
you've got to save that one,
Yeah,
though.
all right, no,
It saves it automatically.
Okay.
go back and just alter it to
So I'm taking
yeah,
rock
yeah,
out.
it's almost like the lyrics are a little too buried in the rock. So can you like
rock out. Okay, so we're gonna make it acoustic. No, I don't want acoustic.
do professional production?
Professional production.
All right. What else? What are the other options to change?
Ooh, a soft synthesizer. Driving
r-
beat. No.
Rock suave. Do rock suave.
You see-
Back.
I don't.
It's the fourth one right
1,
there.
2, 3.
Rock suave. All right, try that one. Now generate that one.
create.
All right. Yeah. See. Let's see. All right, you got to shut that one off. All right, you got to shut Little King off. All right.
Stop.
All right. Stop that one.
Little King.
All right. Now it's Little Man Big Mouth.
Oh
That's
man.
All right, let's.
But I give it the complete same terms. I didn't change
So
anything.
all the suggestive lyrics are the same. And again, all right, is it ready?
Yeah.
All right, play the new version. Let's go.
Little man, big talk, won't shut his face. Words like knives cut through the space. Pizza in one hand, scuba gear in the other. Thinks he's a king, but he's just a bother. MJ Morning Show blaring loud. Big fish in his tiny crowd. Instagram flexed on the stone. Living in a world that's all his own. Sharp insults spit like a flame. Wants the spotlight, craves the fame.
Oh my god.
Every post a cry for more, but the crowd's done keeping score. MJ Morning Show blaring loud. Big fish in his tiny crowd. Instagram flexed on the stone. Living in a world that's all his own. Sharp insults spit like a flame. Wants the spotlight, craves the fame. Every post a cry for more, but the crowd's done keeping score. Sharp insults spit like a flame. Wants the spotlight, craves the fame. Every post a cry for more, but the crowd's done keeping score. Sharp insults spit like a flame. Wants the spotlight, craves the fame. Every ghost a cry for more, but the crowd's done keeping score. Echo chamber feeding his pride. Can't see the truth, can't let it slide. Pizza crumbs and empty lapses. World the mirror that's about to crack. Little man, big talk, the show goes on, but the crowd's tired, the magic's gone. Oh my God. Carry his cry, but no one's listening to his high.
Oh man.
AI's a little too mean.
That is biting, man. That is shredding me to
I
bits.
wanted to be mean, but not this mean.
my-
See, Fester was putting in the right words,
I
and
know.
AI really ran with
I
it.
don't want
God.
the crowds to be gone. I mean, we still like you guys.
Hey, listen. The fact is, the MJ Morning Show, #1 in the Tampa Bay market, back-to-back months. You know, the MJ Morning Show, Nielsen rated #1, 25 to 54 persons in April and May. So
Oh, my
the crowds haven't run away yet. All right, the AI song generation's insane.
And people, stop sending me texts about things I forgot. I can't put rice cooker in every song. Okay, people?
Rice-
Stop.
With Zoja
We can
Rushi.
make so many songs about
But
you.
it goes on and on. It's nonstop, MJ, and this is fun, and we're laughing about it. But I watched a video yesterday, and I swore it was real, and it was this 600-pound woman on a diving board, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be hysterical.
Right.
And I watch it, and she hits the water, and the splash knocked out the whole arena.
Clearly it's
And I'm like, oh,
fake.
come on, I got hoodwinked by an AI video.
7:21 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, we start over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Over an hour and 20 minutes. No commercials, no music. It's all next on the MJ Morning Show. And I've got a question. There was something that happened earlier in the week, or was it late last week? And I've got a question. I want to know, I want to ask our listeners, I want to go to phones on this in a few minutes. I want to know, how old is something that you have? Got a very serious question. How old is a particular item that you have and you use every single day?
Everybody has one?
And then Fester sends me this local Tampa Bay influencer that's telling women how to meet guys in Tampa.
I like her.
All right, who the hell are these people?
I like her.
Who are these, like, Instagram influencers? Who are they? All right, hold on.
I'll tell you how I found her.
We got a lot of crap next. Oh, and Fester apparently fired his accountant, and AI is doing his taxes now. All right, a lot of stuff is next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. If you're making a move, do not mess up the move. It's moving time. You know, spring and summer are the big times to move. And if you're making a move, make the correct move, and that's with twocollegebrothers.com. twocollegebrothers.com. Go to their website, get the phone number, call them up, give them the dates for your move, have them give you an estimate. twocollegebrothers.com with a very competitive estimate. But let me tell you what's most important. You're going to get a great price, but the most important thing is a good move. Don't get suckered into some low price, which some sham shyster operation is probably going to jam up on you anyway and try to maybe even hold your stuff hostage on the truck until you give them more money. But you need a top-notch moving company where all the folks are background checked to the hilt, trained to the hilt, and that's twocollegebrothers.com. They're going to make your move smooth. They're going to make it fast. They're going to make it reliable, and everything is going to arrive in one piece. twocollegebrothers.com. Mention me, MJ. Get free moving boxes. twocollegebrothers.com, the smartest move you'll ever make. Another intelligent move is when you need a roofer. This is another business where you got some unscrupulous clowns in the roofing business. I was just watching one of the local news shows, and there was a whole thing about some scam roofing company, and they had taken money, like they took thousands of dollars from people, didn't perform the work. I mean, what a freaking mess. Westfall Roofing has been around since 1989. You go look at their Google reviews, they're sitting at like a 4.8. If you need a great roofing company, and man, with the amount of rain that we're getting now, that you might have had leaks pop up that you didn't know you had. We're getting pounded. We've probably had 7 inches of rain in the last like 3-4 days at my house in South Tampa. If you need a good roofing company, folks, if you need a repair or if you need a whole new roof, call Westfall Roofing and tell them MJ sent you. Westfallroofing.com and tell them MJ sent you. Traffic's on 724 MJ Morning Show. Hour 20 minutes nonstop next. Not that. 9. It's the MJ Morning Show. This is it. Hour 20 minutes nonstop MJ starts right now. If you can think of anything with just a few clues here, and I teased this before the break, I said, I kind of want to ask our audience the age of something that they use every single day. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is I question why this story is coming back around, that the TSA has signs at some airports. I'm like, what is this, 2016? What is this, 2017? And for whatever reason, stories started popping up on the feeds, the news wires, and there were like pictures that were showing. And allegedly, this was like recently, like now, that some airports are posting these signs that you cannot board a plane carrying in your carry-on, or you can't have it in your checked luggage, any of the old Samsung Galaxy Note 7s. And remember, there was a huge recall because they were bursting into flames. They were exploding and catching on fire. This was like 2016. It's almost 10 years ago. And for whatever freaking reason, the story started coming back around in the last week or 10 days or so. I'm like, what? Who the hell still has potentially a Galaxy Samsung Note 7?
Yep, it's the best one. The Galaxy 7. You can take it out of my cold, dead hand.
So it popped up again yesterday. I was like just doing some prep, and it was like a recent story. Make sure you're not traveling with this phone. Most people like sent these back and got a credit, or they had a replacement like 9 years ago when the whole story broke about the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. But
is this just a clickbait article that's
I don't
just coming
know.
around? Because what happened to trigger this?
It was, I've seen it in like real like news sources. It's not like and there's tons of clickbait out there, man. You know, some of the stories that are clickbait where they rope you in with a headline, and then you got to read the whole freaking story, and like it's the very end where they pay off the. Anyway, there's a lot of bad clickbait out. But here's my question. My question's simple. What's the oldest phone that we can find the listener using right now? Yeah, how old is your phone? And remember, we had a story as well late last week how Gen Z is like enthralled with the BlackBerry, that a lot of Gen Zers are hanging up the smartphone, you know, the iPhone 16 Plus Pros, whatever the hell, you know, the Android latest and greatest, the Galaxies, the Samsung, you know, S25 or whatever the heck they're up to, that a lot of Gen Zers are discovering BlackBerry. I mean, I didn't even know that if you dug an old BlackBerry out of your mom or dad's drawer from 2012 or 2014, I didn't even know that you could activate that and make it work.
Where can you find a charging cable for it?
Well, I'm sure maybe they still have the charging cable in the drawer as well. But like, what G is that? Is that like 0G, 1G, 2G? I don't know. What up, G? All right. So I would like to know, seriously, I want to ask the question. What is the oldest device that our listeners have? How old is your phone? I thought it'd be interesting to take a couple of calls. Like, what iPhone are you using? Like, what are we up to? Oh, I think we're up to iPhone 16, right?
I think so. Yes.
All right, so I'm an Android user. Michelle, we're Android users. We have the Google Pixel Pro 8, and ours are about 2 years old, and we're going to be getting the 10s as soon as Google releases the Pixel 10 in August. I'll be pre-ordering that. So Michelle and I will be unlocked straight from Google, pre-ordering that, and I just turned it on my Verizon with hopefully not a lot of bloatware on there. But what is the oldest phone that you're on right now? Like iPhone. What iPhone are you on? Do we have folks? I mean, at what point do they stop supporting them? I know that with our phones, we get like security updates for a certain number of years. I'm curious. Let's go to phones. 800. Let's go to your old phone.
Yeah, right.
800-990-1047. So you, the MJ Morning Show listener, can we find people with the oldest devices that they still have that they can call us on right now? What are you using? How old is your phone? part of the issue is the battery life. The lithium-ion batteries, they really degrade, and there's a certain number of cycles that you're going to get, and then the performance is going to drop the hell off. And your phone might stay charged for like 29 minutes before it starts, like showing a battery indicator.
Wasn't there like a class action lawsuit that they were deliberately rigging the batteries to deplete
something
super fast?
Something like that, hits my memory. Yeah.
So I just typed into AI,
right?
What's the oldest usable iPhone? And it says all the way back to the iPhone 6S.
Wow.
It had the button in the bottom.
Old phones are ringing now. 800-990-1047. How old is the phone you're on? 800-990-1047. And what's your plan? Are you going to get a new phone? All right, let me go to phones and start with line 1 and say hi to Jennifer up in Wesley Chapel. Hey, Jennifer, Jennifer, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Thank you. Calling on my iPhone 8.
What year is that? Is that like 10 years old?
No clue. I bought it used. I bought it used for $400 through Apple, and then I need a new one yesterday.
Wait a sec. How long ago did you buy the iPhone 8 from Apple used? How long ago was that?
5 years.
So you bought it 5 years ago, and I think it was probably already like 3 or 4 years old when you bought it.
So the iPhone 8 was released. It was released in 2017.
Okay, so the iPhone 8.
God.
Yeah, that makes it 8 years old.
Well, I don't drop it. I have an OtterBox. I take good care of it.
Right.
But my it's time. I run my business through it. I should actually have a better phone.
Yeah. So are you going to upgrade to the iPhone 9, or are you going to?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, the
MJ.
iPhone 10 really had some innovative tech you'd appreciate.
Or are you going to get current and get the iPhone 16 Pro Max or whatever the hell they call it?
You can't do that, Jennifer. You can't go from 8 to 16.
I can't?
You can't because
why not?
The technology jump is too great.
It's
like living in 1950 and then living in 2050.
So what? Her brain will melt down. She can't handle it.
Her information won't import.
Like you can't handle the truth. Like that.
iPhone has done a very good job of baby stepping their customers.
Yeah.
Even if you're every 2
yeah,
or 3.
I'm fully updated.
Yeah,
I'm on 16. Yeah.
Listen, go ahead and just buy the latest iPhone 16.
Sir.
Yeah, buy the latest. Or I believe
will.
they'll come out with the new 17. I think September is typically Apple's launches. You ought to just wait.
Perfect.
Yeah, don't get the 16 now. Just wait for the new 17 to come out. I think in September. All right.
That'll be perfect for my birthday.
All right. Have a good. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Long time listener. Love you guys.
Appreciate it. All right. 7:37 at the MJ Morning Show. Let me grab line 2 and David in Gulfport. David, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, MJ. How are you?
Doing fine. How old is your phone?
Well, I keep replacing it. I got Consumer Cellular for my carrier, and I use a Verve flip phone. I don't even text.
A Verve flip?
Verve, V-E-R-V-E. It's a flip phone.
Yeah, we know how to spell Verve.
Yeah, that's the band. The Verve is the band that did Bittersweet Symphony.
There you go. But no, if it wears out, I call Consumer Cellular and just replace it.
And you can't even text?
Nope. No, not even in this 21st century, nope.
You don't, David, you don't want to text?
No, my wife's got a iPhone in case anybody needs to get hold of me, but phone calls and you don't have to worry about texting, MJ. It's nice.
You know what, MJ, there's something to be said for that. I mean, if you want to text me, text the old lady. Give me a Kyocera or something.
David. There have been stories, again, about people technologically detoxing and going backward. And there has been a movement. I don't think it's that big, but, we talked about some of the Generation Z are discovering the old BlackBerry, and they're self-tech detoxing. So there have been numerous stories that we've seen about kind of going back to the basics. And let's face it, the amount of time that we spend on our screens, on our cell phones, it's criminal. It's ridiculous. Slaves to these phones. I mean, every day I'm on the road, I'm on the interstate, I'm driving, 65, 70 miles an hour. I look over, I'm passing someone or they're passing me, and it is nonstop. Yesterday, we're on the bridge. Woman passes me. We're on Howard Franklin, northbound, going home after the show, and this woman passes me. I'm in lane 2, which is the second lane from the left lane. She passes me in lane 3 northbound, which, by the way, anyone that knows you don't drive in the third lane on the Howard Franklin. Why?
Because of the rocks?
No, it's the bumps. That's the bumpy.
bumps?
Yeah. Lane 3. So the second lane from the water, Howard Franklin northbound 275. Anybody that knows you stay out of lane 3 because it's got, whatever reason, that lane's got the bump. It just, for miles, it's just like, dunda, 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 dunda. It's like up and down.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what the hell's going. That's been like that for years. So
Oh my God, that explains why my wife exclusively rides in that lane.
So you on the Howard Franklin.
She refers to the bridge as her boyfriend.
So
Oh, stop.
yeah, she's like, I'm gonna go see my boyfriend Howard. I'm
will
like,
you,
what?
will you stop?
I'm
All
going
right,
to St. Pete.
so,
Ha.
no, that's the wrong way. So if this is northbound, you'd be going to Tampa. All right. So on the Howard Franklin northbound,
We live
But
in
she
Ta-
has to
we
go
live-
that
we
way to
live
get
in-
that way.
I'm sorry, we live in Tampa.
all right,
Yeah.
you got to
the joke works
drive.
both ways.
You got to drive in lane 1 or 2 or 4. You don't drive in lane 3 because of the bumps. And keep in mind that bridge is going to be demolished. So the current northbound that gets demolished.
Oh, my wife will be devastated.
The current southbound is the new one. The old southbound, which they're working on right now, becomes the new northbound. So the old closed southbound, or the old closed southbound, becomes the new northbound. I'm sure in a couple of months, and then they're going to demolish the current northbound on the Howard Franklin. All right, so. Who are these experts? Who the hell is this? What the hell's her name? Madison Lazo. Who the hell? Would you go to Google, please? Fester sends me this last night.
I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, and Fester says, if you want to meet a man in Tampa, you should listen to this lady.
She has some interesting points.
You made this unilateral decision?
She's just somebody that put out content that has interesting points.
Based on Madison Lazo. So I look up Madison Lazo's Instagram account after Fester sends me this link, and she's an expert on meeting guys in Tampa and where you should go. So I look it up, and she's got like bikini pictures. And she's got like a jillion followers. I'm like, what? She's got more followers than me. And what does she do? She has pictures of her in a bikini at a pool.
That's about right.
What?
So here's how I found her. I'll tell you exactly how I found her.
Can you bring up her account, please? And then I've got the audio. So Fester sends me a link of her video, how to find men in Tampa. So how did you find her,
Okay.
Fester?
It's
Are you looking for men in Tampa?
Okay, first of all, I am not, and I'm not. So it's your fault, actually, because I've stumbled on a Instagram page that I did not know existed,
Yeah.
but it's been right under my nose all this time.
What's that?
Because for some reason you use the ridiculous word in your Instagram handle, certified, right? Which I think is ridiculous. Certified, the longest word.
Certified MJ Radio.
I know.
Because I tried to get MJ Radio. There were just every combination that I wanted, somebody already grabbed.
All right. So anyway, you have certified.
And this is like 2011. This is like 14 years ago. All the MJ Radio combos that I wanted. We were still doing the old show across the street.
I know. So I typed in certified, and then Tampa Bay certified popped up.
Right.
And I've never heard of Tampa Bay certified. So I click it. You know, any of these local Instagram sites, I want to at least be familiar with it. They have 251,000 followers. So I think that's a reasonable amount of followers for me not to know anything about this Instagram handle.
Some freaking girl named Madison Lazo's got 47,100 followers.
Yeah, I started watching.
I only have 25,000 followers. And what does she do? She's got pictures of her sitting in a pool in a bikini, and she's and you want to see something disgusting? Michelle, hang on a minute. Look at it. Go, Fester, go back.
Okay.
Go back to her. Scroll all the way down. Scroll or up. Scroll all the way up. That's the second one.
Yeah.
Go all the way to the top. All the way to the top.
This is Madison Lazo right here. Here's Madison Lazo.
Michelle, look at this.
Why are you saying Lazo? It's Madison Laz. There's no zero.
Yeah.
There's no O.
Because her name is Lazo, but her handle's
Laz.
Madison Laz.
Okay, Madison Laz.
Michelle.
Yeah.
Look. Fester, get your hands off the mouse. Just get your hands off the mouse.
Go.
All right, Michelle, look at Fester's screen.
Yeah, I have it on my screen.
Look at the second video on there. She is literally licking the flamingo at Tampa International.
That's one lucky flamingo.
What is wrong with this woman? She is sensually, her tongue is licking the beak of the giant flamingo in the middle of Tampa International Airport. What the hell is she doing? Why is she licking the freak? Do you know how many people are touching that flamingo beak?
Did you see the rest of the video? Did you see the rest of it?
I know that they then go into a swab or something.
They go to a swab, they do a test, they make a whole bit out of it.
I know.
Ugh.
Okay.
All right, but
You're not going to lick something for a good joke?
All right, hold on a minute.
I think you guys already did this like 20 years ago.
Guess what? We had an intern or whoever the hell it was.
You did.
We had them lick the handrail of the escalator at Tampa International Airport.
Okay,
this is 20-something years ago.
This isn't a social media content pissing contest between us when we did back 20 years ago and Madison Laz.
All right, let me tell you what
did your intern look like her?
Yeah, I mean, she's...
No. It was a male, whatever.
I'll watch her lick anything.
All right, let me tell you right now that
That's fantastic.
I bet you that this Madison, whoever the hell she is.
Stop. Her name is Madison Laz, and she has 20 times the followers that you have, so show a little respect.
No, she doesn't. She has a little less than double. Oh. She doesn't have 20 times. I have 25,000. She has like 47,000.
I thought she said 400,000.
No, she doesn't have 10 times my followers.
So she's double you. Show some respect, will you?
She's almost. She hasn't quite lapped me. But she's certainly lapping the beak of the flamingo. Let me tell you right now, they probably, before they shot the video, they probably took like a sanitary wipe.
They probably
took an alcohol wipe and wiped the area that she licked.
Which would be the same thing we would do if we did this. Why do you make sound so mean about it?
Nowadays, for sure.
This Madison Laz, she has some video that Fester sent me of her telling women where to pick up guys.
Why are you using this negative tone? I'm presenting this as...
What, you think
this Madison Laz.
You think I have a tone?
Yes. A really pissy
one.
Right,
I'm pissed off that she just sits at a pool in a bikini and she's got more followers than me, okay? Let me be honest.
Maybe she's creating original content.
I never heard of Madison Laz.
She probably never heard of MJ.
Quite possible.
She's like, you're on the radio? What's that? That's that box with numbers that came in my car that I never use? Is he on Pandora?
Such a
Is he on streaming? Oh my God.
You're a douche
Does he
wagon.
do EDM?
All right, so here's the audio of Madison telling women where to pick up guys in the Tampa Bay area.
No more gatekeeping. These are the best places to meet a man in Tampa. So first up.
All right, first of all, I got to work on our vocal fry.
Listen, that's her thing, man.
The best place to pick up guys. Please.
Would you play the damn clip?
Stop the vocal fry. All right, here we go.
We got Armature Works on a Sunday. So he's probably going to be on his computer, which is amazing. He's either fake working or he's just scouting. But
okay, Armature Works on a Sunday. Look for a guy on his laptop at Armature Works.
Look, she said no more gatekeeping. She's being very specific.
Yeah. Enjoying hand rolls at the Han hand roll bar. That's what he's doing on a Sunday.
That's totally cool, because guess what? You got his undivided attention. Bam. Number one. Okay.
Number one place to meet guys, a Sunday at Armature Works. Look for a guy with his laptop. Tell you what, Fester, why don't you go to Armature Works this Sunday and roll some video and tell me how many guys are sitting there on a Sunday on their laptop.
I was kicked out of Armature Works once when I was on my laptop.
Yeah.
I wasn't wearing pants.
Yeah. And you were on questionable sites, right?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
So our next place is a little bougier. It's Hyde Park. But we got Buddy Brew. So it's just a nice little coffee joint.
All right, so the second place is go to Buddy Brew in Hyde Park in South Tampa? I haven't heard of, but what have you been to Buddy Brew, Michelle? Do you know where that is?
I have been.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Where were you at Buddy Brew without me?
A couple years ago.
Yeah,
with
but
a
she was
friend.
picking up guys in Soho.
Yeah, were you picking up? No, it's in
Hyde Park.
It's Hyde Park.
Hyde Park.
Yeah. So, hold on, you were picking up guys at Buddy Brew?
Sure.
All right.
Look for the man with the Lululemon shorts and the hokas. That just sounds like a 401k to me, baby.
What?
She's right.
Look for the guys with the Lululemons. Let me tell you right now.
No. That sounds like the guy that I would totally avoid.
Exactly.
I got to be honest.
All right. Guys that wear Lululemon are pansies, all right?
Fester, have you ever shopped at the Lululemon store for workout clothes?
They don't make it my size.
he'd have to go get the trash bags out of the back storeroom at Lululemon.
I went to Lululemon once, and she's like, maybe we could stitch 3 together.
All right. No guy should be wearing Lululemon.
It is ridiculous.
And then, what'd you say, Hokas? I can see wearing the Hokas. Although, remember...
Yeah.
But, MJ, it's a vibe. The guys who wear Lululemon shorts and Hokas, there might be something to them.
What'd she say? Oh, that smells like a big 401k? Oh, really? So the 401k that the woman's not going to be able to get at because of an early withdrawal penalty.
Right.
And the 401k is being saved for 30, 40 years down the road.
Yeah, we're waiting for like 50 years later.
Yeah. Get a gold dig with a 50-year payout.
What if you die first?
24 years old, gonna wait 50 years, and when I'm 74, I'm gold digging for his 401k.
Listen, old Madison probably has her ways to convince him to make an early withdrawal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, let's listen to the next one.
Make several deposits.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Fred. Where to pick up guys in Tampa Bay?
Love a man like that. His emotional maturity is probably still in the dumps, but we'll take it. Okay.
Okay, that still emotional maturity in the dumps. That was still the guy at Buddy Brew and Lululemon and Hokas. All right, here's the next one.
Next thing's next. This is the Edition rooftop. And before you say anything, I'm talking about if he's not splitting one bottle with 40 other dudes.
That's right.
Oh,
that's right.
All right. So go to the Edition rooftop bar and pool, right? Is that what they're saying?
So how much is a bottle? Maybe say a bottle's $400, right?
Yeah,
completely ridiculous.
That's another thing. Bottle service is for total schmucks.
I don't even know how much it is. But let's say it's $500.
Bottle service is for morons.
Right. But if I'm there with, like she's right, 40 other dudes, I don't have a big flex when my share is only like $10 or $12 to this bottle.
Yeah. Also, that's only like one shot.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, it's one drink. That's ridiculous.
But you're there to be there. You buy the bottle. Everybody gets a drink. It's probably cheaper than buying one shot. But it's such a baller on a budget move.
Yeah.
You don't go there for that.
No.
Let's hear what else she has to say about the Edition rooftop bar.
This guy is someone that does not have an iced out watch. And, he's just chilling, just getting a nice drink, chilling at the...
All right, so rooftop, looking for a guy that is not sharing bottle service with, what'd she say, 40 other guys?
Yeah, I mean, if you bring a pack of sausages into a place like that, it's a turnoff to the ladies.
And then she said a guy that doesn't have an iced out watch. You know what that means?
I do.
What is an iced out watch?
It means he has a full of like diamonds.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous looking watch.
Yeah, an iced out watch is like it's just loaded with diamonds, and come on, really? And then what else?
Bar, that's your man.
That's your man.
That's the one.
So just hanging out, rooftop, Edition, downtown Tampa, no iced out watch, and not splitting bottle service with 20 other guys.
Lastly, sometimes you just need a little something.
Right. Now she's like, sometimes you just need a hookup. Sometimes you need just a little something. All right. So where do women go to get their something? All right.
Tell me.
A little hookup, a little. What's another?
Do they still call it quickies?
Yeah,
I don't know.
A one-night stand?
A hookup, whatever.
Do they call it wham bam thank you ma'ams anymore?
Please don't say that. That's like the worst.
Yeah.
Is it?
Fessy,
Yes.
You're the worst.
The worst.
Yeah.
You know what?
No, I know where you got that from.
You get them surprisingly good.
All right. So where do you go? Where do women go if they just want a little something?
I know what we're talking about. So this is Soho. So if you just need that in your life, go to Soho. This is not the type of man that you're going to bring to mama, but this is the type of man, you might bring to bed. So there it is. There's where you're going to meet the men in Tampa.
What, you just go to like McDinton's or something? Just go to Soho and just cruise the scene? Along South Howard?
Howard Avenue?
Yeah.
Listen, I think she has some pretty interesting information.
Informative
I mean,
for our lady listeners.
Madison Laz.
When was the last time you picked up a dude at the Applebee's, right? I mean, Madison has a point.
Whoever the hell she is, anyway. We have a crazy story to tell about a dog sitting deal. Michelle, don't stop me here. I'm not going to give out too personal of details, but we have a neighbor. That's not it could be any of
somebody who lives in your geographic area.
It could be of any of 15 houses near me. Okay,
maybe 20.
We have a neighbor that we know. They went out of town. They went on a trip, and they hired a new dog sitter to stay at the house.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Guess what the dog sitter did?
Whatever it is, it doesn't end well. Otherwise, you wouldn't be telling it.
The dog sitter gets into the house. They go on vacation. They've got all the instructions, the feeding schedule and everything. And the dog sitter is staying in a guest bedroom in the house. This is in my neighborhood. And the dog sitter apparently invited somebody to come over to the house to be with them against all instructions, no visitors, and then turned all of the security cameras off or around, or obscured all of the cameras in the house. Can you imagine? You hire a dog sitter. You say, listen, no visitors, no guests. They invite somebody to come over. Did we ever find out whether it was a male or a female that was invited over?
I have no idea.
I'm guessing they hired a female dog sitter to stay. First of all, I want nobody in my house.
Oh, yeah.
I am not hiring a dog. When we go on vacation, the dogs go to the kennel.
Yeah.
There is no one staying in my house that's going to be left alone for a week or 2 weeks at a time that's going to be rummaging through my crap. And, let's go on a little scavenger hunt. Let's see what we can find. Let's go through all the drawers. Let's see what we can find in MJ's house. That's not happening. I'm not having anyone stay in my damn house. I don't even want, relatives to stay in my house. I mean, Julian's girlfriend is coming in, later this week? When is she flying, Michelle?
Sunday.
And she's staying at Embassy Suites.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, no. Red Roof Inn. The Embassy's too nice. So I don't want people staying in my... I mean, Michelle's sister stayed at our house last week because she had an early morning flight out of Tampa International, and she lives up in Chiefland. Oh, my God. Who the hell lives in Chiefland?
My sister.
Yeah, apparently so. So I don't even want Michelle's sister staying in our house. So back over to the dog sitter. Neighbor hires the dog sitter. No guests. That was the instruction. So they see that a guest comes into the house on the security footage, and then they see that all of the cameras are either turned off, turned around, or obstructed with something. And then they also turned the microphones off they completely disabled the in-the-house security system.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, what the hell? So they see someone else come in the house. They were alerted. And then the cameras being turned, they've got video of the cameras being turned around. They see the hand, they see him walking and finding the cameras and turning them around. So the neighbors, the friends of ours and neighbors, they've got to act quickly.
They call their neighbor, they're probably their friends.
I think they called one of their relatives, and they had to eject the dog sitter. They threw the dog sitter out on day freaking 2.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of their vacation, they had to eject the dog sitter from their house because the dog sitter was having guests over and turning the damn cameras around. Holy crap. I mean, can you imagine that?
So did the dog sitter steal anything, or was it just the fact that they were having somebody over?
Listen, why are you turning the freaking cameras around?
Completely wrong. You're absolutely right.
Any comments on this? 800-990-1047. Hey, you ever house sit? I'd love to hear some house sitter confessions right now also. And if you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. If you have any comments on this dog sitting story, if you've been a house sitter and you went through everything in their house, come on, call and confess. 800, if you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Come on, house sitter confessions. Let's go. 800-990-1047. Cece's in Largo. Hey, Cece, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
So I have been a professional pet sitter. My name's Cece. I own CC Sitting Services. I've been doing this over 30 years. I work at a vet hospital as well. There is no way. This made me so boiled up. I'm pacing in my vet office right now because that gives us all a bad rap. It is horrible that somebody would do that. I would never even, like you said, go through anybody's drawers. Your doors are shut. I don't go even in that door. It is not something that you should do. Never. You're in somebody else's house. I don't believe in boarding dogs. I have 4. They stay at home. I think they're less stressed. There's less chances of them getting hurt or in a dog fight when they're not in a situation out of their home.
You're right.
But going through somebody's stuff, no. Absolutely not. Inviting people over, absolutely not. If the owners say, hey, if you want to have somebody over, fine. I'm 49 years old. I'm respectful of people's property, but these younger people, I'm not saying they are the ones that are doing it, but they're giving other people that have been doing this a long time a bad rap.
Yeah, I can hear your blood is boiling.
I am furious.
Hey, how about them turning the security cameras around or blocking them or shutting them off?
Absolutely not. I don't even sometimes ask for their Wi-Fi because I don't want them to worry about me getting into stuff. Absolutely not. I'll use my free hotspots. No. I've been doing this way too long. No. You don't touch personal belongings. You don't open drawers. People that I've been doing it for years, they're like, you can sleep in whatever room you want. They give me the freedom of that. You can invite people over. It's your birthday weekend. Have a birthday party at my house. Not like that. I'm going to just take care of your animals, do my job professionally, and that's what it is. That's it. You don't go through rummaging through things, you know?
Man, you
it's
are
unbelievable, unprofessional. I'm boiled up when people do stuff like this.
You're
It gives
fired
us
up.
professional people a bad rap. I've been doing it way too long.
Bad rap.
Don't do it. Don't submit to something. Don't invite people over. Don't touch security cameras. That's unbelievable. I'd fire somebody in a second. I'd come home from my vacation and confront that person.
You know, it sounds like you'd stab them.
You know, Cece, Cece, you bring up
I'm
a
a
good
redhead.
point.
You never know.
Cece, people like this give you guys a bad rap.
Absolutely.
All right,
It's a real,
Fester,
it's a real bad rap.
Absolutely.
Stop.
This is my life. Like, my life is working with animals. And this, I would never imagine doing something like that.
What a bad rap you guys must get.
Cece, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for always entertaining every morning here at my work and on the way to work and pet sitting.
By the way, Fester's being obnoxious and mocking because
Cece, hold on.
you
Cece,
said
you said bad rap like 6 times during your monologue. You know that, right?
It is.
But
It is. What would you like me to say? I can't curse. I'd say a lot worse things if
Yeah,
I could. That's how boiled up I am, but that's the best I can do.
I just want to acknowledge what a
she's
bad rap.
boiled up at a bad rap.
Bad
okay,
rap.
all right.
And you're boiled.
All right, Cece,
You're boiled bad rap.
Cece, I love your call.
Yeah.
Just ignore obnoxious Fester.
Hey,
Thanks.
don't
and
get
MJ, I'll watch
boiled
your
up.
pets anytime.
All right.
Ooh.
Thank you, Cece.
You're welcome. Have a great day, guys.
That sounds like a euphemism.
wow.
MJ, I'll walk your pets anytime.
Sounds like you need a trim.
It's all right.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Hey, Andrew, any good house sitter confessions? Come on. There's got to be someone listening that would like to confess that they dog sat or they house sat and they went through come on, did you house sit and go through everybody's personal stuff?
But there's this
Come on.
whole group of people that are into letting people live in their houses while they're gone. My sister-in-law, when she went to Auburn University.
Hey, hold on. Let me give the number out again. Come on. If you were a house sitter and you were a nosy SOB and you went through everything in their house, every nook and cranny, come on. Be a house sitter confessions right now. Stay anonymous. Don't mention your name. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Or do you have any house sitter or dog sitter nightmare stories? Do you have any stories where people, you caught them doing stuff in your house? You know, maybe having a guy over and, do it in your bed or something. 800-990-1047. That got a cringe out of Michelle. All right, back to your sister now.
No, but my sister-in-law, she went to Auburn and families would
Hold
hire
on,
her.
she went to Auburn like the college?
Yeah, like the college. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Usually when say they went to Auburn, that means the college.
All right.
She went to the college in Auburn, Alabama, and there were families that she met and knew who would just have her sit in their home. They didn't even necessarily have pets, all of them. Just house sit.
Yeah.
Just sit in the home. And I'm like, what are you doing? And I was coming that way through Columbus into Auburn, and she's like, hey, come by and see me. I go, where are you? And she was such good friends, and she told the family, hey, my brother-in-law's coming through town. Have him come by and visit.
Huh.
And I'm like,
Did you soil or stain their furniture with melted chocolate all over you?
I stained everything. Everything. I made the couch lumpy.
Oh.
But I'm like, what are you doing in this house?
You know what she's doing? She's making it look like people are still there so that they don't have like a robbery, a home invasion while they're gone, or just anything.
But I'm like, you get paid for this? And she's like, yeah, and then next week I have another house. And these are like
wow.
exquisite homes.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, why is
That's
this?
why. Yeah.
We don't hear about your sister very much.
That was his sister-in-law.
Yeah, it was my sister-in-law.
Oh, sister-in-law. But you have a sister as well.
I have a sister too.
But we don't hear about your sister much.
Okay, well, I don't hear about.
She doesn't live next door to
Yeah,
him.
I don't hear about Michelle's sister that much.
All right. Andrew says we're not getting. Andrew says that he's brushing off the calls. We're not getting anything good.
All right.
I told Andrew to be selective
Great.
and if the calls are good, we'll take calls. He's not getting anything great. So listen, CC was a great call. You know that she's all fired up.
She's boiled up.
I'm sorry, she's all boiled up.
She's boiled up. And
She's
you know
all
what?
boiled up.
She just doesn't want to get a bad rap.
Boiled up like a pot of bronze die cut pasta. All right, 8:04 at the MJ Morning Show. You want to hear about some instant karma? Listen to this. Man dies after being electrocuted at the YMCA.
Oh no!
You know what's coming here. Hang on.
No.
You
That's
know.
the worst place.
You know what's coming here, man. All right, but this was instant karma.
Why?
A guy died at a St. Louis YMCA as he reached into their electrical service box trying to steal something. Was he trying to, steal breakers or wires? According to the St. Louis police, about 3 a.m., this guy reached into the electric box outside of the YMCA in order to attempt to steal electrical components, and he was electrocuted and died instantly on the scene.
All right, so this person's like taking copper pipes or stuff or copper wire.
Yeah, there are not many copper pipes inside the electrical box.
The copper wire.
Yeah, don't
right?
confuse the plumbing with the electric.
Well, he's probably going to get to that next.
All right. So this guy's at the YMCA and reaches into the electric box and is just zapped. All right, what's the obvious here? Guy's electrocuted at the YMCA? Come on.
It's not fun to stay at the.
It's fun to get zapped at the YMCA. Yeah, something like that. I'm working on the lyrics. It's fun to get. Hang on a minute. It's fun to get electrocuted at the YMCA. Yeah, woo! Oh man, oh God. Yeah. Juiced.
You're gonna die at the wire.
It's fun to get juiced at the YMCA. YMCA.
You know
what?
He was humming that song as he's doing this. He's like,
Oh no, I got it. I got it. One that fits much better. Here we go. It's fun to die at the YMCA. There we go. What?
Am I in a parallel universe?
Oh, did you do that one already?
What did I say? Like 15 seconds ago. And you even walked over me. I tried to do it, and you're like, let me say,
I'm sorry.
get juiced.
All right.
It's
Juice.
okay.
Oh, it's fun to get fried. Oh, hang on. It's fun to get fried at the YMCA. Fried at the YMCA.
No, I think the die was better.
It's fun to die.
Yeah.
It's not fun to die. Let's get into the song. I mean, it has so
It's
many
fun
good
to
lyrics.
fry at the. It's fun to fry at the YMCA. Anyway, so keep your hands out of the electrical box at the YMCA. Oh, and this is local. This is a local jackwagon story.
Oh, my God.
What?
The first line of YMCA. Young man, I said get yourself off the ground. What does that have to do with electric?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
ground wire.
Oh, yeah. Young man, there's no. Oh, yeah. Young man. Oh, here we go. Hang on.
Yeah.
Young man, need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. Ow! Yeah.
Don't touch you touch the ground. Don't touch the other one.
Yeah.
I mean, the ground is the safe one, right?
Touching the hot wire.
Don't touch the hot.
You're touching the black wire. Was it the black is hot, the white is ground? Is that it? All right, please don't go with my interpretation, folks, because you might. Now, this is a local story.
Yes.
This is a dumb arse, okay? A dude was denied a rental car at Tampa International, so he stole one.
Oh, my God. How do you? Well, you know what? I guess I do know how.
He bumper hugged. Seriously.
Oh, I know what you mean. Okay. All right.
He bumper hugged. This is a crazy story. By the way, 8:08 at the MJ Morning Show. You're listening to 104.7 FM, the award-winning MJ Morning Show. What awards we've won, I have no idea, but I'm sure we've won something. So, MJ Morning Show, hour and 20 minutes, nonstop MJ, no music, no commercials, just content. A guy from St. Pete, this is a St. Petersburg man. He went to Tampa International and tried to rent a car from Hertz. Did not have a credit card.
Oh, that's a problem.
So this guy got so pissed off, he walked out of the Hertz, the rental area, because he was turned away. He goes to the parking garage where Hertz has all the cars, just rummages through, finds a car with a key in it, because they do. The rental cars in the lot have the keys in it, but they have a whole booth set up. You know, they have that. They have the booths where you have to check out, show your paperwork.
One last time, the last check before you can leave.
And they have like those metal barriers, like the barriers that protect like government buildings in Washington, D.C. to prevent car bombers. They have those metal gates that, that they push up, and then, once you're approved to leave the garage, they lower it so you can get out. So this guy, after being denied, and I've got some more details. So I've got some exclusive details because Channel 8, they don't have a lot of details. So Channel 8 story is this. A St. Petersburg man was charged with grand theft after deputies were alerted to a vehicle stolen out of Tampa International Airport, and that the vehicle was located in Defuniak Springs.
That's way up in the panhandle,
Yeah.
right?
According to an investigation, the suspect was denied renting a vehicle. Instead of taking no for an answer, authorities said that the suspect located a vehicle with keys in it, which is like all the keys in the garage.
Yeah, they all have keys.
And then tailgated another driver out of the parking lot. Did a bumper hug to get out. But the lot attendant must have immediately known. They must have immediately said, "Hey, we got a runner. We got a stealer. We got a car theft."
Yeah, but you're out of the airport in 30 seconds once you get past that gate.
Yeah.
St. Petersburg resident, 32-year-old Lonnie Morris, was taken into custody up in Walton County, up in the Panhandle. And the sheriff's office in Walton County has recovered the vehicle. Morris has been charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle and taken to the Walton County Jail. Now, Channel 8, come to me for the additional important details to fill in the holes in your story.
MJ on your side.
Yeah, so Channel 8, if you want to get these details, you can just put in the story. According to MJ from the MJ Morning Show.
Better call MJ.
Here are the actual details of what happened. And this is true. From sources, this is what happened. The guy shows up at the Hertz. So, first of all, it was Hertz.
Right.
So, Channel 8 doesn't say which rental car company.
It just says rental car company.
It was Hertz. The guy shows up at the Hertz rental car counter and was denied. He then got into a Chevy Malibu.
It's a nice car.
And followed a customer out before the agent could hit the up button on the metal gate. It was late Saturday night going into Sunday morning. So it was right after midnight, and police were notified immediately. So airport police were notified immediately. We've got a runner. We've got a car that pulled out, bumper hugged, and went out right behind another car. So Chevy Malibu. And this guy was not bright because he was denied at the counter. They already had his name and driver license information.
They knew everything about him.
Yes.
Wow.
So they knew it had to be the guy that was just denied. So they already had his name and his DL. They had all the information they needed.
I mean, they probably have a picture of him through the windshield.
I mean, did he have an emergency? Was it like a crisis that he was like, I have to get somewhere, or just like, I'm here to visit, and you're not going to give me a car? Okay, I'll take one.
He had a graduation he had to go to up in the Panhandle.
He had to get to Defuniak Springs pronto.
Exactly.
Who flies in here and then drives all the way there?
No.
He's from here.
He's from St. Pete.
He lives in St. Pete.
The dude's from St. Pete.
So why was he picking up a car at Tampa International?
Because he needed to get to Defuniak Springs. He was trying to rent a car, clearly, to drive to the Panhandle. He got denied because he had no credit card.
Oh, this is just getting more bizarre.
So, Michelle, a lot of people think if I'm going to rent a car, I go to the airport, which isn't
Yeah,
necessarily,
absolutely.
or if you need a car late, if you need a car after hours.
He just didn't want to drive his car, is what you're saying.
No, he probably doesn't even have a car.
He might have Ubered to the airport to get a car, but the rental cars at the airports are open 24 hours.
He
or at
tried
least
to
20
rent a
hours.
car. They wouldn't rent him a car because he didn't have a credit card. You got to have a credit card to rent a car.
I understand that. I was just thinking he must have flown in here, but you're saying he lives here.
No, he's a St. Petersburg guy, 32-year-old. Does anyone know 32-year-old Lonnie Morris from St. Pete?
Lonnie Morris.
Because he's in trouble. Felony grand theft auto.
Currently at the Walton County Jail.
Yeah.
I mean, Michelle, if you had to get to...
He's at the Walton Astoria.
That's about to open up again.
The Waldorf.
And it's about to open up again.
Yeah, loaded with Chinese bugs and surveillance equipment. No, serious. A Chinese company bought the Waldorf Astoria. Last I saw.
I thought Hilton owns the Waldorf Astoria.
No, I think I thought a Chinese company bought the. Maybe they sold it.
Okay, so hold on. My favorite show on weekends, right? CBS Sunday Morning.
That's right.
With the horns, right? And Jay Paula.
Yeah.
They did a thing this week because I watched Sunday's episode Sunday evening on the Waldorf Astoria after 8-year renovation, and they had the CEO of Hilton is who they interviewed.
Yeah, all right. Look up Chinese company buys Waldorf
They bought
Astoria.
the plaza.
No, a Chinese company bought the Waldorf.
Chinese.
And maybe they sold it because U.S. presidents, whenever U.S. presidents went to New York City, they would stay at the Waldorf Astoria.
Mm-hmm.
And then a Chinese company bought it, and then U.S. presidents were then, for security reasons, not allowed to stay.
So in 2014, Anbang Insurance Group, a Chinese company.
Anbang?
Anbang. That was actually the...
Anbang Insurance Group, a
that was
Chinese
the name of
company.
the name of the daughter of the CEO.
Oh, here we go. However, Anbang later faced financial difficulties and was taken over by the Chinese government. The Waldorf Astoria is now under the control of Deja Insurance Group, which was formed after Anbang's restructuring. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the Chinese still own it, and maybe Hilton is managing it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Just operating it. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. When you're sleeping in your bed there, the Chinese commies are probing your body. Yeah.
Listen.
What was that squeak, Michelle?
It just sounds so gross.
I've been to some motels where that was actually a service they offer. Want me to send her in and probe your body? Oh, yeah, about 30 minutes.
Hey, Michelle, why don't you tell everyone about you and Julian and your big hobby yesterday?
What?
Thrifting.
You're just jealous.
Oh, yeah. Hey, they actually came up with, I tell you what, whoever was pricing those items is a dummy.
No, it's not that. They just don't have the time or the inclination, I guess, to do it. I've been having this conversation with Fester.
These thrift stores are volume places. They just want to move
Yeah.
merch.
Well, let me tell you what. Michelle went thrifting. You don't want to say where you went, right?
No.
It's not a secret. I mean, it's a huge place. I mean, it's not like thousands of people are going to, just go there today.
It's not like we have a lot of thrift stores here.
All right, so where do you go? Fester, you're the one that told me.
Yeah.
Because you got like an expensive Toomey carry bag for like a briefcase.
All right.
You got an expensive Toomey carry bag for what, like $10?
My daughter, my sweet daughter, has like a mild case of ADHD to where she loves thrift stores and she can go there and be occupied for hours.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not talking about like, those small little thrift stores. I'm talking like the big, huge, the size of half a Walmart size thrift store.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one that opened up in North Tampa and we went to it. And there's a couple of locations in town. And it had really, really oddly interesting and good stuff. A really, really big variety. And I know Julian likes thrift stores.
Yeah.
So I said to Michelle, I go, hey, if you're going to go thrifting, you should go here. I believe places like Goodwill are wildly overpriced. Salvation Army is wildly overpriced. And they try to mask it by, oh, we're a charity.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that actually don't say that actually have much better prices.
All right, so so you go and you find a Toomey bag, which is probably, what, $250?
No, where are you shopping for a Toomey bag?
All right, first of all, Toomey was so much better when Toomey luggage was made in Georgia in the USA with a full lifetime warranty. That's when we would own Toomey. But then Toomey moved their production to China.
And guess what they did when they did that?
And then they took away the lifetime warranty.
And what else did they do?
They raised their prices.
Yes, they raised their prices.
Yeah,
so that bag that you're talking about is like
$625
Hold on.
bag.
Your new do you have it on you?
It's in my car.
Why is it in your car?
Because I keep my drugs.
I was gonna have you hold it up to the camera.
I didn't know we were going to talk about it now. I can go get it.
No, you don't need to get it.
So this is the Toomey. It's a laptop.
Yeah.
Briefcase.
That is a $600 bag?
I've been looking at that bag. I was thinking like, oh, should, look for that one. And then I didn't want to spend that kind of money on it because, I don't really need it that badly.
Look at this. Fesser's got it online.
Yeah.
It's $625 and it's made in China.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't have the strap on it. So it's the only, so.
But you know what? They have a bin of straps there.
Yeah, but.
You can find the strap. You know what? We probably have some old Toomey straps
Yeah.
in our closet.
If you have an extra strap, bring it over.
So you bought a $625, what do they call it? The Toomey expandable. Go back. Let me see the title.
Oh my God. There we go.
It is. Go back to the original page.
I'm trying to. You see me clicking stuff here.
It's the Toomey Organizer Alpha Expandable Laptop Brief Black Ballistic Nylon. $625. How much did you pay for it?
So.
How much did you pay for it?
Listen to this.
Listen to the story.
The ticket said $29.99.
Wow.
It was a white ticket.
Right.
Do you know what white tickets mean?
20% off.
Half off.
Oh, 50% off.
So $14.99, $14.50? $15?
You paid $15 for a $625 bag. Is it in good condition?
It's in excellent condition.
And it was just missing, it's got the handles, it was just missing the strap.
Yeah, I didn't notice it was missing the strap until I got it home and really started looking at it.
I mean, do you even need the strap? Guess what? You can go on the Toomey website and probably overpay, or just go on eBay.
The strap is like $100.
Right.
I'm not going to put a $100 strap on a $15 bag.
But Michelle said that the thrift store had a whole bin of straps.
I got to go look through the strap.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably separated the strap from the bag, thinking they had two products to sell now.
They got a whole bin of strap-ons too.
Yeah.
No, we did not see any of that. Stop.
They have that section in the bag. No, they don't.
All right, so
I tell Michelle, go there with Julian, just because it's a large place. It'll take, an hour, a couple of hours to go through.
Yeah.
And
they were there for 2 hours.
Yeah, and it's a large. I mean, it's the biggest thrift store I think I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And all the stuff is interesting, and most of it's crap. Thrift store stuff.
Can we go thrift shopping?
What? You know this song, right?
No.
You don't know Macklemore and thrift shop? You don't know this song?
You don't know Popping Tags?
Hold on. Listen, you don't know this?
Hey, Macklemore, can we go thrift shopping?
What? You don't. How do you not know this?
What?
You going thrift shopping, man? What? All right.
It sounds like me talking back to my kids.
Yeah.
What?
What was the name of the thrift shop where you and Michelle, you turned Michelle and Julian
I
onto
don't remember.
it?
It's like USA, red, white, blue.
Red, white, and blue.
In Temple Terrace, right?
It's like
where is it?
275. It was like Florida Avenue and Waters. Florida and Waters.
Michelle said they were going to Temple Terrace.
I don't know. That's what I thought.
When you live in South Tampa, 275 and Waters is near Temple Terrace.
Right,
in
so
reality,
Julian might have said that.
Is it just Tampa?
It's in Tampa. It's Waters and Florida Avenue.
Right,
Waters
because
and 41.
after they went thrift shopping, of course, Julian knows. So they went to Bo's.
Right, Bo's is right. Is a
right
mile
there.
south.
They went right after they thrift shopped for 2 hours in this place.
Yeah.
They went to Bo's and got a classic old twisty, swirly soft serve ice cream at the legendary Bo's on Florida.
I go there for child entertainment, and I go there essentially for free childcare.
So
nobody's going to abduct a kid from a thrift store. Not my kid. Maybe not. Okay, some kids possibly.
All right,
not my kids.
You got your Toomey bag, a $625 bag for $15.
Yeah.
Michelle found a $200 perfect condition Waterford crystal decanter that's selling for $200 online, like on eBay and other
replacements,
.com. Yeah. So it's this selling for $200 online. Michelle got it for $5.99. A $200 Waterford crystal decanter, and a lot of times the crystal stopper is like cracked or the inside is chipped.
Yeah, it's dropped or something.
This one is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it.
That's great.
$200 value. They paid $5.99. What's the place called again? Thrift what?
Let me look it up. I think it's called.
Red, White, and Blue.
Yeah, Red, White, and Blue Thrift Shop.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's like a couple of locations. I know there's one like.
You never heard this song? You don't know this? You don't know thrifts? How do you not know thrift shop?
This is exactly the kind of music I'll never listen to. I mean,
you left that music when you left the other station?
I don't even know if we played this crap there, did
Oh,
we?
yes, you did.
I've never heard this.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, you never heard Thrift Shop by Mac? Get out of here.
I work on the radio to be a long-form talker, joker. I am not here for any of the music. I mean, I don't work for any station for the music.
That song was released in 2012, so you know you played it.
Yeah. I was shown a door in 2012, sons of bitches. There's 3 of them in town. Red, White, and Blue Thrift Store is what it's called.
Yeah.
Here's the one that we in North Tampa. There's one kind of in Town and Compton. And then there's one over in Riverview.
All right, so
we're going to be hitting all of those this week, let me tell you.
And I'm sure all the stores have pretty decent stuff.
You know what it says? They get like 10,000 new items every day.
And don't get me wrong, it's a thrift store. A lot of it's crap. I mean, a lot of the electronics are like time pieces.
Oh my gosh, there was a what do you call it? Intercom system. Old, like from the late 60s, maybe early 70s. They had 2 of them.
Like out of Mad Men or something?
Oh my gosh, yes. It was so fascinating. Julian and I were like, should we buy this just for props? And Julian was like, I don't have a movie with this like idea in my head yet. So I was like, but they're little.
He needs a prop warehouse.
Yeah. Literally, Thrift Shop is a prop warehouse.
No kidding.
Speaking of shopping.
Yeah.
So, warning, Red, White, and Blue Thrift Store, Michelle and Julian are coming back.
We're coming to clean you out.
It's a good
but
store.
We went next door to the Black Fridays.
Remember I told you I went to one of those bin stores?
Yeah,
and
where they put new stuff out on Thursdays.
No, Friday.
All right, they put new stuff out on Friday.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's the highest price is Friday, then every day after
it reduces.
It goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place was amazing too. Do not open the boxes. See, it's like a surprise.
You can't open the box. There's a guy that watches everybody. He's like, please do not open the boxes.
What is it like in the Vatican? Silencio! No pictures, no video.
It's nothing like the Vatican.
Silencio!
It's nothing like the Vatican.
Not the guy in the Sistine Chapel yelling at all the tourists?
There's actually no comparison.
Okay.
All right. The place is a dump, all right? But they have all this stuff from Amazon returns.
Yeah, this place is mostly Amazon returns.
Yeah.
Michelle said that she saw like addresses of like the labels were still on some of the boxes, like somebody's name in, what do you say, like
Sunrise.
Down in Sunrise, Florida, which is like Fort Lauderdale area.
Yeah.
And there's like still someone's name and address from the Amazon label still on the box.
I mean, just fascinating. And also, just good deals.
Yeah, I'm gonna track that. What was the item with their do you remember what it was?
Yes, it was.
What?
It was little if you have a kid who wants to do like soccer drills or exercise drills.
Oh, the little orange cones.
No, they were little like exercise cones.
Like 12-inch cones?
Yes.
Right, so,
not like that you put on the street, but that you're going to use to exercise if you're going to tap down as you're running or whatever.
And this had someone's name and address down in Sunrise.
Yeah, it was like a set of 8 of them or something.
You know, it'd be great.
We paid him a visit.
No, well,
we just knock on their door with the cones.
Or you just call them up. Hey, Leslie, guess what? I just got your Amazon cones that you returned at this bargain bin place up in Tampa. Hey.
That's like when you go to these places and you see an address of somebody who has no idea that you have their information.
Hey, Jennifer, why'd you return the cones?
Oh, it's so creepy.
What was wrong with the cones?
Why didn't you like them?
Yeah, I love the cones.
They didn't even look like they'd been opened like by her. It looked like they'd been, ripped open by somebody looking to see what's in there.
Hey, Jennifer, I can smell your perfume on the cones. Oh, you smell good.
Every time I hear something like that where you see somebody's name and they long have forgotten about this product, I think about the dude whose truck was used by the Taliban.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like a
plumber in Texas.
Was he an electrician or a plumber or something? And ISIS had his.
It was plumbing. It was Mark I plumbing.
Yeah.
It was like a Texas plumber. Seriously.
Yeah.
A Texas plumber trades in his plumber truck at a car dealership in Texas.
And you never know what happens to your car after you traded it. He lives a whole new life.
He's got his whole stickers like for Mark I plumbing. and the phone number on the side of the truck. And he trades in the truck to a dealer. And he says, "Yeah, well, let me take the stickers off." He said, "No, we'll do that."
Shop will get to it.
The guy's truck apparently went to auction, some wholesaler. The guy's truck ends up in the Middle East, and ISIS has mounted a machine gun to the back bed, and they're driving around. A terrorist group, ISIS, is driving around like Afghanistan with the guy's full phone number, Mark I plumbing on the side of the pickup truck, and they've got the machine gun from Texas to like Afghanistan.
Well, the machine gun was probably already there.
No, the machine gun. The ISIS.
They added that.
ISIS added the machine gun to the back. I mean, and then
that wasn't on his truck. Was as a plumber, he didn't need the machine gun.
And then the guy ended up suing the local car dealership for $1 million because the guy was getting all kinds of backlash because people were seeing this guy's Mark I plumbing truck with ISIS flags and a machine gun on back. I think it was actually in Syria. I think it was during the civil war in Syria.
Okay, it still sounds terrible.
The guy's plumbing pickup truck ends up in Syria. He ends up suing the car dealership for $1 million because he's getting threatening phone calls. "Hey, you son of a bitch! What's your plumbing truck doing as a terrorist pickup with a machine gun in Syria? I'm never using you." So,
AutoNation Ford, by Gulf Freeway, in Texas,
near Galveston, I guess.
What a mess.
AutoNation Ford. And they just sent his pickup truck to a whole set. It ends up like in a container, ends up being driven by terrorists in Syria with the guy's plumbing logo on the side of the truck. So he sues, and the word was that it was settled out of court for an undisclosed sum. This guy's getting, people are not calling to get like their toilet unclogged. They're calling to threaten him. "Hey, you terrorist sympathizer bastard." You know, they're
in Texas of all places.
Oh, yeah. Really?
But every time I see somebody's address where they have no idea that I now have their information.
Yeah.
Anytime I send something back and it asks for a return address, here's what my wife taught me. Put the address of the place you're sending it.
Listen, let me tell you something I do.
No matter what, it goes there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something I do. All of our boxes we get, whether we get Amazon deliveries or I get shipments, before I put those boxes into our recycle bin, I peel all of those stickers off. I take the addresses off of every single box that I put in the recycle bin, and I take them upstairs and I put them in the shredder.
Yeah.
Or I rip them up into little pieces and I ball them up. I do not leave any boxes at our curb with our address on the stickers. And as I walk, and listen, I see a little bit of everything in my neighborhood because I'm walking about 30 miles a week in the neighborhood. And on recycle day, and today's recycle day in South Tampa, at least where I am, Tuesday is trash and recycle. And last night I did a walk, and it's nonstop. When I walk by these green recycle bins, I'll see, well, you know what also drives me nuts? The people that don't break down their boxes. You'll have people with 19 boxes stacked up with the lid open, and it's like 10 feet in the air.
Oh, yeah, that's me. I try to make like a Tetris set with my boxes.
Break down your boxes, man.
And the best part is when they come to pick it up, they have like the fork and they lift it, and you see they can make it.
And half of them fall into your yard, and they're not getting out of the truck. They're just leaving that crap there.
I'll leave it
but
there for next
the
week.
point is, I'll walk by these recycle bins, and everyone's addresses, the labels are on all their damn boxes, all these Amazon boxes. Get your name and address off these boxes. All right, speaking of shopping, and we were talking about the thrift thing a few minutes ago. This is interesting. Do you know how many shopping carts vanish each year from retail establishments?
I bet.
Think about this. How many, this is nationwide, on average, how many shopping carts vanish from stores each year?
I mean, a million?
You
That's
know
what I was
what?
gonna say.
You know what? Let's do the mountain climber game.
I mean, more than a million shopping carts?
Yes.
Okay, there's 300 million people in this country.
There's
More
330 million people
Okay,
or so.
That many people are taking shopping carts?
How many shopping carts? You just said a million,
Okay,
and it's higher, yes.
A million and a half?
Nope.
3 million.
Okay.
Oh, Michelle, 3 million.
I mean, this game is so ridiculous. We're guessing by millions.
Yeah, Yeah, the mountain climber.
Is it
2 million.
2
yeah.
million? Okay, wow, that's a lot of shopping carts.
Roughly 2 million shopping carts vanish from stores each year.
Even with the anti-theft thing, where like you can't push it past the parking lot, it stops.
A lot of stores.
Some have the locking wheels.
Yeah.
Have the locking wheels. Do you remember we did a stunt where we pushed Froggy through the ring of fire?
Yes.
And I had one job.
Go get a shopping cart.
Go get a shopping cart.
And you ripped it off from Cash and Carry on Gandhi, which then became Sweet Bay, and now is Publix.
Okay, so
right at Gandhi and Manhattan.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I originally stole it from the Winn-Dixie that was at the corner of like Fletcher and 41.
But that one had a wheel lock.
That one had the wheel lock, which we didn't know.
Yeah, and he's trying to push
until the morning of these events.
Yeah.
Like at 6:15 in the morning, we're getting everything. I get the stolen shopping cart out of the back of my car, and I can't push it.
The wheel lock kicked
because
in.
it has the wheel lock. I'm like, oh crap! What do I do? And I'm thinking, how do I get a cart right now?
So then he went to Cash and Carry
I
right
just
up the
stole
street,
another one.
and that one did not have the wheel lock.
I had to push it, make sure they were all free wheels, and I threw
And
it
guess
back
what? That's why they're out of business now.
all because of me.
No, because they didn't have shopping carts with wheel locks. Anyway, roughly 2 this is crazy. Roughly 2 million shopping carts vanish from stores each year, and it costs the companies an estimated $175 million to replace their shopping carts. And I'm like, what? And, Walmart and Target, they're like, I guess, threatening customers that they're going to prosecute to the fullest extent of the law if you take their shopping cart. In Florida, so the whole list of, like, what states do if you steal a shopping cart.
Florida, I bet you, is a higher percentage state.
Customers in Florida can be charged with a misdemeanor and receive a $100 civil fine if they steal a shopping cart from a retailer's parking lot. However, the price could go up depending on how long the individual has the cart in their possession. And this law is also enforced on residents looking to steal a retailer's laundry carts or altering or obliterating any identifying marks or serial numbers. So, a lot of times in the handle, they have like the name of the store. So if you try to rip that off, that could increase your penalty. And if you do that, thieves could get more severe penalties and a fine of up to $1,000 and a possible year-long jail sentence here in Florida.
Well, because I guess outside of that little handle identifier, how else do you know where the shopping cart goes to?
Look, Fester went to the Websteron store.
That's a great one.
And I had no idea what a shopping cart costs.
Well, I looked it up. I typed in to buy a shopping cart, and a bunch of different options popped up. Like this one is one of the less expensive ones. This is only 6 cubic feet. That sounds like a standard size shopping cart.
$149.99 for a shopping cart.
Okay, that's this one. But other ones, MJ, like the molded plastic ones.
Yeah, like the Target ones, right?
Those are like $1,000.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Yes.
Target is not paying $1,000 for those red plastic shopping
Target
carts.
probably isn't.
Get outta
but
here.
But they're not. But they're probably not cheap for Target because they're all like they're special. For them. I mean, they're red, and then they have the Target markings on them.
Yeah, but they buy so many that a company they're getting a good unit cost on
when
those.
when they redo their orders or where they replace them, they do it like in bulk.
Look at this one here. This is like something you'd see like at Whole Foods.
Oh, that's a nice cart. That's a blue plastic. Oh, I'm sorry, a green plastic one. The VersaCart. Oh, it is blue.
You might be able to pick your own color.
Yeah, VersaCart. That's why I said blue, but the picture's green. This plastic shopping cart is $392.70.
I mean, you can here's this is a Walmart actually sells shopping carts on Walmart.com.
How much is that?
That's $859.
No.
Yeah, this is a medium black plastic one.
Just for one.
For one.
You're lying.
Shipping is free. It'll arrive on June 30th.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is ridiculous. $850 for a few dollars more. You buy a golf cart.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what cart I've always wanted? Like the little, like the midget. Not midget. That's the wrong word.
The little tiny one that they have for little kids sometimes?
No, the half one. Like the adult one that is like where
the ones that you can never find at Publix. They've got like 2 of them in the whole store.
It's like it's like bigger than a basket, but it's not as big as a regular cart. Always wanted one of those.
All right.
I don't know why.
Moving along. Guess which states have the worst drivers? And first of all, this is ridiculous.
I'll tell you right now, it's this state. and I know why. Somebody explained it to me once, and I'm like, that is true.
Well, this list is bogus because clearly I see horrific drivers here in Florida. The annual report lists the most dangerous cities for driving, and Florida is nowhere in the top 10. How could that possibly be?
Who did this?
If you think driving is bad here in the Tampa Bay area, and it is, you ought to go visit my brother and parents down in Fort Lauderdale. It's 10 times worse than Tampa Bay. The horrific, maniacal, aggressive ass clown drivers are a nightmare down in Fort Lauderdale. So Allstate, is this the mayhem guy?
Or is it the president from 24?
Oh, that's right.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Yeah, he doesn't do those commercials anymore.
No, I don't.
What was his name?
David
something or other.
Or Haysbert?
Haysbert, yeah.
Is it? I don't know if his name is David now.
Something like
Something Haysbert.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, the story is out. Allstate has their 2025 America's Best Drivers report, but it also includes a list of the most dangerous cities to drive. And
Dennis Haysbert.
Dennis Haysbert.
Yes.
They looked at the 200 biggest U.S. cities, and they looked at crash averages compared to the national average. This year's report is based on claims for property and collision damage from January 2022 to December 2023. And the worst, the riskiest cities for drivers, meaning you're most likely to experience a collision, according to Allstate. You know, look out for mayhem like me.
I mean, I guess they would know, right? They insurance everybody nationwide, right?
No, Nationwide's a different company.
That is true.
All right, so number 10 is Philadelphia. Number 9 is Providence, Rhode Island. Number 8 is Oakland, California. 7 is Los Angeles. 6 is Glendale, California. 5 is Springfield, Massachusetts. Number 4 is Worcester, Massachusetts. Number 3 is Baltimore, Maryland. Number 2 is Washington, D.C. And coming in at number 1, the riskiest place to drive in the USA is Boston, Massachusetts.
All right, this list sucks, with the exception of Baltimore, which is still a mid-Atlantic state. Everything was pretty close to the Northeast or California.
Yeah.
How is there no Florida on this list?
I feel slighted.
That doesn't make any sense.
I want to defend our crappy drivers. We should be on this list.
I see crap bag drivers every single day on the way in, on the way back home, running errands. I see horrific, reckless. I see road rage. I see lanes of road rage. Tailgating too.
Cut in front of me.
I'll kill you. I'll shoot you.
Wow.
And I think to myself,
This song got aggressive all of a sudden. Holy crap.
what a horrible drive.
Get out of this guy's way. He's crazy. So I was talking once
All right,
to
stop talking like that. All right.
I'm sorry.
I was talking once to
Go
So I
back.
was talking once to a cop,
Yeah.
and we're talking about just how terrible, terrible Tampa Bay drivers are. It was a state trooper, and he
Right.
said, "Here's why: Florida has a large, is it transient or transit? Transit. Which one? Is it?
A
Transient.
transient population.
Okay.
So we have an influx of people from all over the country, so you get like a spread of all the bad drivers from all over the place.
Well, that's what he
Yeah.
didn't say. Bad drivers. He said every area has their own driving style. There's a way to drive in New York. There's a way to drive in Cleveland. There's a way to drive in Los Angeles. There's a way and there's a way to drive in Miami. And there's a way to drive people who aren't from this country.
Right, right.
So everybody has their own way of driving. And then they come to Florida, and it's a hodgepodge of all those ways, and nothing goes smoothly.
Right.
Everybody's driving how they know how to drive, which isn't how anybody else knows how to drive.
Because also the roadways are very different. And like up in Boston, it's just a huge, like a lot of people in one place driving through tunnels, and everybody knows where to go. And you get inside of a tunnel, and all of a sudden there's like 3 different ways to go. Whereas here you have just the open roadway, and we have like 6 and 7 and 8 lanes that then veer off, and people don't know where to go.
Completely different. And yes, but Florida's a mess.
I think so.
I am.
I'm perplexed that Florida's not on the list.
All right. Do you know what time it is right now?
Time to talk like Louis Armstrong more?
Nope. It's time for
I'm shocked at this information.
Oh, yeah. It's time for my lawyer wife, Michelle, and the Diddy federal trial update.
Dun-dun-dun.
Man, Michelle, this is coming close to the end.
Well, it's not close. We are literally at the end here. I mean, this is gonna be like a really quick update.
All right, but what is the stunning fact? What is the stunning development from yesterday?
No defense, no witnesses,
Yeah.
no defense put on.
Holy crap. P. Diddy's legal team will call no witnesses at all to take the stand in defense of P. Diddy. Nothing.
Okay, can I just say, I don't know why this is a surprise. Do you expect somebody to come forward and say, no, he didn't do these things? Like, they don't have personal knowledge. The people who testified are the ones who are saying, he did this to me.
After all of this, because defense already questioned the prosecution's witnesses. Anybody who comes forward now is like suspicious. I'm going to get up there and say, oh, he's a great guy. Oh, he's wonderful. Oh, we love P. Diddy. He's great.
In honor of P. Diddy, I want to take one of our old Q105 Warp Factor jingles from Jam.
Yeah.
And I think we ought to do, so here, you've heard us play this before, and we kind of joke around. We'll add like lyrics to the front. You've heard the
All summer long, Q105.
In honor of P. Diddy, I think we ought to do Baby Oil and Lube.
All summer long, Q105.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets convicted, then it's just grape jelly. I mean, he'll be in the slammer.
Baby Oil and Lube all summer long. Or how about Freak Offs?
All summer long, Q105.
We ought to do Q105 Freak Offs. All right, maybe not.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Maybe
I mean,
not.
Sometimes
maybe
we
not.
should think before we speak.
Yeah.
I mean, not all the time. I mean, I appreciate the spontaneity
All right,
of everything.
so-
hey, not everything we say sticks. I mean,
All
it's
right,
okay.
So, Michelle,
Yeah.
Babe Ruth struck
Listen.
out a lot.
his defense will call no witnesses,
Who would they call?
So,
and Diddy is not going to testify in his own defense.
Why would he?
You would absolutely. You don't do that.
the defense is they haven't proved the case.
Exactly.
Like
What have they
that's what they
proved?
believe.
What have they done?
Michelle?
He's a sexual deviant in a lot of ways to most people's
Right, and
Well,
conscience.
so their case
now hold on.
Okay.
From the outside, and this is a very good point because I've had this discussion with my lawyer wife. From the outside, many people might be saying, all right, he's a sexual perv. He's a deviant.
He's into some freaky stuff.
Into some freaky stuff. But how does this rise to the level of a federal crime, sex trafficking and violation of the RICO statutes and everything? And Michelle, she has a great explanation on. Keep in mind that we were not in the courtroom every day. We haven't seen all of the evidence. But Michelle, you think it's possible for them to get there and prove the case because
they presented evidence that he coerced the woman involved in the freak offs, which I think primarily were Cassie and then two women who testified under pseudonyms, Jane and Mia, that he coerced them into this activity or behavior. And so as long as they prove that, then and the jury buys that their evidence is, represents that, then he will be maybe found guilty of that. And then also,
but also across state lines.
And then that's the second thing.
Right.
That's another charge, the across state lines for
that makes it federal. Crossing
it's
state
all
lines.
federal.
Yeah.
It's all
No,
federal.
no.
because
but,
of the state lines.
But what I'm saying is that
human trafficking is federal.
right, human trafficking,
Okay.
but also
it's a federal. Each one is a standalone federal charge.
Gotcha. All right.
They're
All right.
not, it doesn't take one to, I think, be the other for it to be federal.
But you always think of crimes across state lines, like kidnapping, that
Yeah.
becomes a federal
Of
case.
course.
All right,
yes.
go ahead.
So I forgot where I was now. Thank you.
Did they prove their case?
Yeah. Oh, so this is what I was explaining to MJ last night, is that they have to prove one of those two things, the human trafficking or the crossing state lines for the purposes of prostitution to engage in, paid for sex behavior, in order for the RICO charge to then be either found guilty by the jury or even to really be considered. So what is the defense going to say? He didn't do it. Who are they going to call now? They've cross-examined everybody that was involved to some extent in this behavior, right? And so they yesterday showed, I think it was yesterday, they showed the most disturbing of the video from what I read. And why they're doing that is because the video was taken in hotel rooms.
Right.
And that proves they weren't in LA, they were in New York. This was this hotel with, so-and-so male escort hired with either Cassie or Jane or Mia.
All right.
But you also got to understand that the prosecution has probably very carefully selected, because it's not like they watched like hours and hours of this. They watched very short clips of these freak-offs.
I saw the jury watch 20 minutes of a freak-off.
All right, now,
They selected probably the most disturbing portions of the video to show the jury.
And I wanna-
because then you got to say to yourself, who would be engaging in that behavior without being coerced?
okay. And I want to just feed off of that apparently jurors saw more X-rated freak-off videos that are so sexually explicit they'll never be released to the public.
Yeah.
That's what was one of the headlines out yesterday, that more freak-off videos were shown, and apparently they are very explicit. And as far as the RICO charges, RICO has nothing to do with Puerto Rico. It has nothing to do with Rico, Mason's old music director. No. RICO charges are, and this is from the Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organizations Act. And didn't that come about like in the 70s? And that's how the feds started going after like organized crime and the mob. Yeah, when was RICO instituted? RICO law enacted 1970. Yeah, October 15th, 1970, and that's what helped the feds, the DOJ, the FBI, go after like the crime families in New York, the Bonanno family, the Colombo family, Gambino.
Now the Diddy family.
Yeah.
So with this trial,
Genovese, yeah.
With this trial coming to the
Did I miss one? Oh, Lucchese.
Okay.
Yeah, there we
with
go.
this
It's the
trial
file.
coming to a close, I think I'm underwhelmed by the prosecution's case.
Dude,
All the stuff you heard going into it, all the names that were going to drop,
Oh, yeah.
all the people that were going to be outed, all the people that were running spitless for the last 2 years, that
The
their
expectations.
that they were tied to Diddy somehow, people who've deliberately slowed their careers down because there was implications of, they're connected to Diddy in this
What
way.
about Oprah Winfrey, Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
All the big stars that we saw pictures of, that were
Yeah.
released of pictures of them being at the white parties, which apparently had nothing to do with the freak-off.
Do you think Oprah was ever slathered in baby oil and lube? Do you think
Not for Diddy.
I mean,
for what's that guy's name?
Stedman.
Stedman. Yes, Stedman. Yeah.
Where is he?
And then he's been quiet. All right. And then finally,
he can be.
finally on the Diddy front, it's possible that closing arguments could happen on Thursday,
Yeah.
and the federal jury could get this late Thursday or Friday.
Yeah. They're
And
thinking Friday by noon they'll have it.
P. Diddy, Sean Combs, whatever, he could face up to life in prison if convicted on all of these charges.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could go scot-free.
Or he could just walk away.
Yeah.
The jury could say this guy is a freakazoid perv factory, but he didn't commit any federal crimes.
Yeah.
That's all within the realm of possibility here.
Is this the biggest fall? Is this bigger than like the O.J. Simpson? O.J. Simpson
Yeah.
didn't get convicted. I guess we have to wait for the jury.
Yeah.
But is this the biggest
we'll
fall
see.
from grace?
I mean, but he will never be able to turn this around. OJ was never really able to turn it around.
Because you've got the physical abuse, you've got the domestic violence, the beating the crap out of Cassie in front of the elevators at the hotel.
Yeah.
But can you think of anybody who's risen to a higher level in any field that has had a more dramatic fall than P. Diddy?
Mm-mm.
I mean,
Johnny Depp feels pretty down in the dumps, but honestly,
he came out smelling like a rose.
Well, he still has some problems.
Yeah, he's still
Moving along. So was it Johnny Depp? Did you see what Johnny Depp said? Johnny Depp said, like in the last couple of days, he did some interview.
Yeah.
And he said something to the effect that he was like the crash test dummy for Me Too.
Right. And they're trying to say like, no, Me Too was out there before, 2000 and 17 when it became a real a nationwide, known movement with the Harvey Weinstein stories breaking and then Matt Lauer and everything else. But really, Johnny Depp was one of the first ones since we all knew what Me Too meant. I mean, I had never heard that before until then. And so he was one of the first ones to be accused of something that then, took a big stumble. And
I mean, if you're going to make a Mount Rushmore for Me Too'd people, I would put Matt Lauer on there. And I would put Harvey Weinstein on there. And maybe Johnny. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he got Me Too.
He was
rightfully so.
They were chiseling him and then they stopped.
How about Ari from Entourage? He's not big enough.
No,
What's his name?
He didn't have a major.
Jeremy Piven. He got in trouble too.
Accusations don't fly. I mean, you gotta really.
I think he's doing like a hair club commercial now.
No.
Yeah, I think so. Seriously, I think he's doing a hair club for men commercial. Jeremy Piven. I think I saw him. All right. When we get back, we got a loaded 9 o'clock. Oh, you know what? Before we take the break, I just got a text, and I don't want to get too far away from this. We were doing the car crashes a few minutes ago. I got a text from a city of Tampa police officer that I know, and a TPD officer just sent me this. Speaking of car crashes, just in the city limits of Tampa, TPD did 17,023 crash reports last year in 2024, and that does not include crashes that are not reported. Over 17,000 car crash reports last year just in Tampa alone, city of Tampa. Not the sheriff's office, just TPD. That's a lot. All right, when we get back, Miley Cyrus pissing off fans at a record signing. What was she? You're not going to believe what she did. I'm sorry. I don't really dislike Miley Cyrus, but this is rude. This is terrible. Gen Z. Do you know about task masking? Yeah, task masking. We'll get to that. And then I had somebody sent me an email. They're like, MJ, hey, take a look at this story. And I'm familiar with this. We've talked about this in the past. A listener sent me an email. Hey, MJ, you going to do this surgical procedure? All right. What surgical procedure is a listener asking me if I'm going to do? All right, hold on. All that and a whole lot more. Next in the 9 o'clock hour, don't move, here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. My friends at Veterans Ford want you to hurry. Go ahead and scurry and hurry over to Veterans Ford because the Ford employee pricing is still on for a short time. It's going to end around July. I think it's July 4th is the last day. If you are looking for a Ford car, truck, or SUV, don't let the opportunity to buy a vehicle at employee cost, the employee pricing, don't let it slip away. It's going to expire. Get any car, truck, SUV, whatever you want. You get it at what a Ford employee pays. So why do this deal at Veterans Ford? Well, it's about the experience. It's about how they treat you. They're not going to run you through the ringer. You're not going to get the typical, car dealer sleaziness where you walk out and you got to take a shower. You feel like you've been at a freak-off party all covered in oil. No, Veterans Ford is a great experience. Service department is top-notch. You go to Veterans Ford, they're going to treat you well. Tell them MJ sent you. Veterans Ford, Linebaugh, and the Veterans Expressway, and tell them that MJ sent you. IDC wants you to know that the clock is tick, 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 ticking. You have less than a week. It expires on Monday, June 30th. I'm talking about 0.0% financing for 5 years. So you pick out a diamond ring, an engagement ring, wedding band, a full designer setting from one of the top designers in the country. IDC has the lock on all the best designers for wedding bands. So you pick up any jewelry at IDC and you pay 0 interest for 5 years until 2030. So what does this mean? Get a $12,000 engagement ring with a hand-picked certified diamond, designer setting. You could pay just $200 a month with 0 interest. It's principal only. This is a no-brainer, folks. It expires on Monday. Hurry to IDC. All the jewelry, necklaces, bracelets, diamond stud earrings, gifts, diamond upgrades. They're the best diamond source in the entire Tampa Bay area. In fact, the state. One of the best in the country. It's IDC. International Diamond Center, Tampa, Clearwater, Lakeland, and Sarasota. And tell them that MJ sent you. When it comes to your money, the Hollands would love to have a little chat. Go ahead, have a conversation with Steve and Elizabeth Holland. They founded the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors over 30 years ago. They're a fiduciary firm. They want to build you an investment strategy and a full retirement plan, complimentary, no obligation, no commitment, no cost to you. If you're with a different advisor or broker or doing things on your own, call the Hollands. Get a second opinion. Let them build these written plans. Let them show you what they would do differently. Don't run out of money in retirement. Do not get clobbered over the head in high taxes and unexpected taxes. If you have a financial advisor or broker and they're not doing full tax integration planning into your investment strategy, then you got to run away. The Hollands have been doing that for decades and decades. Call the Hollands. Ask any questions. Get a second opinion. AskTheHollands.com. AskTheHollands.com. Tell them MJ sent you. Traffic's on. MJ Morning Show back in minutes.
In Pinellas County, we have an accident on 34th Street South.
Getting from listeners asking if I've considered this medical procedure. I'm aware of it, and no, I'm not considering it. And they sent me a link to a New York Post story, which I saw yesterday as well. And do you know what the surgery is, Michelle?
No.
Fester's somewhere. He's not even in the studio, so I don't. Fester's not even. What medical procedure might a listener ask if I've ever considered having it done?
A nose job?
No, I don't. I don't think I need a nose job. Nose is in pretty good shape. Any idea?
No.
Fester, where are you? Fester! The hell's he doing? Leg lengthening surgery.
Oh. Ooh.
You know, I've seen.
That doesn't sound.
It is apparently painful and invasive as hell.
How do they even do that?
Yeah, they go in, they put like spacers in your legs, and in the new romantic drama Materialist, starring Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal. Man, that guy's on fire.
Yeah.
That Pedro Pascal. Well, first of all, he's good. He's likable.
He's hot.
And he's everywhere. Remember, the first time we ever saw him was in Narcos.
Yeah.
I think the second season. He wasn't even in the first season of Narcos, was he?
I don't think so.
I think the first time we saw him was like second season of Narcos. Chris Evans is in the movie Materialist. And there's a conversation around what constitutes a so-called perfect man to date.
Mm-hmm.
And Dakota Johnson's matchmaker character, Lucy, describes Pascal's statuesque character. Harry is a unicorn, good-looking, rich, 6 feet tall. At least now he is. Later on in the movie, Lucy discovers that Harry was 5'6" before he underwent leg lengthening surgery.
Oh.
Leaving his legs full of scars. Are you aware of this movie? Have you heard of this?
Yeah, I've been watching it. I think I don't know if it's in the theaters right now. I don't know if Julian wants to go see it.
I hope I didn't. Did I spoil anything?
Probably not.
I hope I didn't spoil
It's
anything.
probably revealed at midway
But
through.
limb lengthening is a procedure that gradually lengthens the bones in the arms or legs over the course of several months. What's a couple inches, Lucy says to a client, shining a light on the superficial aspect of judging a person by their height. The surgery involves breaking the femur and or tibia, inserting rods, and turning the rods by up to 1 millimeter per day as new bone fills the gap. The surgery can add up to 6 inches in height.
What?
Though most patients gain just 2 or 3 inches. So have I thought about getting, listen, I'm 5'6". I have no interest. I don't care. Height has done nothing to hold me back in anything in my life. My wife, my family, my career.
I mean, the top shelf. That's the lottery.
My monetary success. I mean, my height has held me back in no way whatsoever, as far as I'm concerned.
Plus, they give you the kids menu sometimes when you go to restaurants. I mean, you save a couple of bucks that way.
In the U.S., bilateral femoral lengthening can cost more than $120,000, while tibia and femoral lengthening combined can cost in excess of $250,000. All right, to James, who sent me this email, I have never considered leg lengthening. I'm perfectly fine where I am at this stage in my life, and no, I'm not going to do it. I never considered it. I don't want to do it. I'm fine. I'm happy where I am. I don't go around like, what if I were 3 inches tall? What if I was 5'9"? What if I was 5'11" or 6 feet? No, I don't care.
Is this a completely vanity surgery?
I would say, no, there's no medical need for this.
I mean, is there some people that have maybe a deformed arm where a couple inches might help them a little bit?
Hold on. Let's talk about the leg. There are some people that have a leg that is longer than the other, or a leg that's shorter than the other.
Yes.
And sometimes, have you seen the people sometimes with shoes with like a really big extra sole because they've got different sized legs?
I mean, if I can do something for 4 or 5 months that will straighten my legs to where they're equal, and I don't,
On individuals like that, I can see undergoing the procedure, but just because you're 5'6" and you want to be 5'9", let's go with it adds maybe 3 inches. I think 6 inches is probably a big stretch. No pun intended. But no, I have no desire to go get leg lengthening surgery, James.
Yeah, Thank goodness.
And it's called like Frankenstein procedure. Yeah. It's not pleasant.
It doesn't sound pleasant. I just don't know if it's even worth it.
Is that Materialist in theaters now?
I think it is. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'd like to see that. I mean, it sounds like I like Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
What were we going to say, Fester?
No, I don't know where you guys went with Pedro Pascal thing.
Well,
because you missed it.
Because you were out of the room for 3 minutes.
He's in the movie.
Where the hell were you?
Oh, I had an issue.
Why were you out of the studio and not contributing to the show?
This radio station is the most secure place. And I got locked out in the lobby. And then the only way to get... Okay, here's the deal.
So we've got security doors, but you just climbed over the counter and through the glass.
So then I had to climb over the counter, and my foot slipped. and I'm there spread eagle with my face pressed against the glass and my junk on the counter.
Yeah.
And I had to scrape my leg over. It was a deal.
Yeah.
It just
Are
took
you
me-
hurt?
I'm scraped on the inside of my thigh, but I'm not going to show
really?
you.
Oh no!
I'm not going to show. Maybe I'll show Michelle.
Oh man. So great. So we've got 2 security card access doors, but we've got this giant reception desk with a sliding glass like doctor's office window.
No lock.
You can just climb right over the damn thing.
Yeah, so I had to climb through that.
That's why I keep a shotgun in here every morning.
And then the second I climbed through and I scraped my leg, like 4 people.
That was a test shot
walked
into the ceiling.
Yeah, well.
Hey, I got some stuff coming down. All right, go ahead.
Oh, speaking of neighbors.
Yeah.
Last week we were talking.
I didn't say anything about neighbors.
Listen, hold on. Just thinking about our building, all right?
Yeah.
Our
Where did you come up with speaking of neighbors?
Well, because we're talking about our building, right?
Yeah.
And test shots. We don't really want to test shot in a building. But the law firm last week heard us talking about how fine their attorney is.
Oh, yeah?
And how he's a excellent
really?
Defense lawyer.
Uh-huh.
And I saw his legal
Oh, they
assistant.
heard about it?
He's like, we heard you talk about us today. And he was very very grateful. He was like,
it's Pelletier.
Pelletier, yeah.
Pelletier, or does he go by Pelletier?
You know what?
What's his first name? Is it Norm? What's his name? What is it?
I think it's Mark.
I think it's Mark.
Mark?
Norm.
All right, whatever. All right. So right below us is the law firm of Pelletier, Mark Pelletier.
Yeah, criminal defense.
Yeah, and he's one of the best criminal defense lawyers in town.
Well,
right below us.
The question was,
hang on. They're right below us. I'm jumping up and down. I think his office is right below us.
He's having a deposition right now. And all they hear is bang, 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 bang. I'll tell you. Well, the joke was that we made is such a great lawyer, high profile lawyer. What's he doing in this dump?
Yeah.
And
the rent is cheap.
Well, he goes, we've been here for 25 years. Everybody knows where we are.
Yeah.
And we're not going to lose that. But they agreed it's a dump.
Yeah. This building was built like 1977. Yeah, all right. So Miley Cyrus, this is rude. I saw the video. I mean, I could play. I was thinking about getting some audio. It's just ambient, really.
What you do?
So Miley Cyrus is at a vinyl signing event for one of her records, and they did a vinyl pressing, and vinyl's coming back. Actual vinyl records becoming sort of big again. It's gone a little bit beyond niche at this point. But I think vinyl's actually outselling CDs right now, believe it or not.
Well, who's buying CDs?
Yeah, well, also, man, we're so sucked into the MP3 and the streaming quality. I mean, you know what sucks is that audio quality has gone backward. I mean, you think about technology moving forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we've gone backward. A record player from 1972, you drop the needle on a good quality record player, and the audio is infinitely better. The sound quality, the distinction between the instruments, the recording, it's the full bandwidth is better than the MP3 crap. The 5,000 songs that you have loaded on your phone, or streaming via Spotify, or the streaming that comes out of the radio stations that come over the streaming services or the apps. We've gone backward in quality. It's just the MP3 is compression. So how do you think you get, like in the old iPod, how do you think, or your phone, how do you think you get 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 songs on there? Because you cut out information. It's not full bandwidth. You've got like 20% of the information in the recording. So you're missing, you listen to a song via MP3 on your phone or whatever with your little earbuds, and then you put on a good quality pair of headphones and you listen to a vinyl or even a cassette recording has better sound quality. So we've gone backward as far as sound quality goes. So Miley Cyrus is at a record signing event in London, and for whatever reason at the event, supermodel or former supermodel Naomi Campbell is sitting next to her. People are lined up to meet Miley Cyrus, have her, take a black Sharpie and sign their record. And she's sitting there the whole time, like just having a conversation with Naomi Campbell. and just like signing people's stuff while even facing Naomi while she's signing. And just for this like 2-hour event is just talking to Naomi Campbell 95% of the time, not interacting.
Have you seen the video?
Yes, I have.
This is getting blown way out of proportion.
It is not. I've seen different cuts.
This is the cut. There's Miley, there's Naomi, there's the girl looking a little awkward.
You're watching one. I've seen 5 different videos from different people, and Miley is very rarely interacting with the listeners or the fans, the listeners of her music or fans, and she's talking to Naomi Campbell most of the time.
What does the fan expect?
I'll tell you what, if you wait in line for a celebrity, have an interaction and not have her talk to somebody to her left more than she's interacting with the people that just waited in line for hours. That's what I would expect.
I don't know.
When I did crotchety old man signings, when we sold the, 350,000 CDs that we sold, over, a decade, with the MJ Morning Show, thank God you've answered, the 8 crotchety old man and morning show CDs that we put out. We sold a crap ton of these CDs, and we did hundreds of signings over the years at record stores, Blockbuster Video back in the day.
All over.
And I paid attention to every single fan.
Sure.
Everyone that came by.
But you didn't get a whole conversation.
I interacted with everybody.
Hey, how are you? Hey, thanks. Where you from?
Fester,
all right, thanks for listening.
There
you go.
You were at most of these events. I wasn't looking to you and ignoring the fan in front, getting me to sign their CD and talking to you the entire time. That's the point. And Miley Cyrus shouldn't have done it. That's my point.
Curses, Miley. Ignoring your fans.
That's my point. Have you heard of Gen Z task masking? And apparently, Generation Z, they're becoming professionals at task masking.
What does that mean?
Does that mean like you're looking like you're doing something but really doing nothing?
Exactly. It's making yourself look busy. And there's like a whole list of things that like Gen Z, and this is primarily the offender here, the Gen Z generation, that they have become very good at making themselves look busy while really doing like nothing. And this is after so many have been hit with you got to go back to the office mandate and you can't work remotely, can't be at home. And they've become very, very good at pretending like they're working and they're not. Yeah. Walking fast through the office with a laptop under your arm is one of the ways. Typing very loud, making clickety-click, clacky noises on your keyboard is another one.
These are all pretty brilliant to make yourself look busy.
Yeah, so task masking is a phrase that was coined, and this is the generation making themselves look busy when they're really not. Numerous managers echo to Fortune magazine they've witnessed firsthand the surge of employees scheduling unnecessary meetings and deliberately spreading simple tasks across the entire workday to appear consistently busy.
Well, if they're getting recognized for it, then, it's not going to get them very far, right?
Oh, man. One HR director reported to Fortune a rise in downloads of mouse movement software where it makes your mouse move. So if they're monitoring you, it looks like you're working on your computer. We've talked about that. You also have the mechanical. I think there's some software that can move it, but then also you have the actual physical devices that you put your mouse on.
Yeah.
And it like moves it, tilts it, clicks it,
It just shakes your mouse.
Yeah. Task masking, that's what it's called.
I've been doing that for years.
Hey, Michelle, can I want to discuss Chloe's last day at work?
Ooh.
I don't think we're going to discuss that yet. Were we?
Well, because I think the governor just made a proclamation. Why not?
Oh.
I think I can bring this up.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
sounds like you already did.
But Chloe, hold on.
He declared a state Chloe Day?
Well,
basically, yes.
Basically, the answer is yes. So Governor DeSantis has designated it's Chloe's leaving the state attorney's office day in Hillsborough County.
Right.
So Governor DeSantis announced that all state employees will get an extra day off on July 4th weekend. So July 4th is a Friday, and now Governor DeSantis has given state workers Thursday, July 3rd off. And that was set to be Chloe's last day working just over a year at the state attorney's office. before she goes to law school in August. So Chloe, Michelle, she turned in her letter of resignation.
She did.
So
They're aware.
Chloe turned in her letter of resignation, thanking the Hillsborough County State Attorney's Office profusely. She's been a felony division assistant for the last year. She's learned a ton, zipping up subpoenas, doing discovery work for her lawyers. I mean, Chloe really has learned a lot. And I think it's a great precursor to her going to law school in just a couple of months. I think her experience has been invaluable. And Chloe's last day, July 3rd, and then Governor DeSantis says, day off. So now her last day is going to be July 2nd.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, MJ, you're not doing a show on the 3rd, are you?
Yes, we are.
Why?
No, you're not.
Why?
Yeah, we're doing a show July 3rd.
I told you months ago I am unavailable, and I don't care if you do a show with or without me.
I'll do a show with Michelle.
And I said to you last night, once we found out that Chloe didn't have to work, why are we going to do a show?
Yeah.
Because the rest of the world is going to be working on Thursday, July 3rd.
What rest of the world?
Yeah,
School is out.
Yeah, let those
people are
stooges go to
taking
work.
off.
Listen, let those stooges go to work. Big deal. Let's have a more music weekend. Play nothing but music on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. More music all summer long.
Well, hold on a minute. Hold on.
Don't we play music on holidays?
Listen to me. Thursday would be a best of day. If we do take Thursday off, it'll be a MJ Morning Show content day.
Oh.
And it would be, Andrew wouldn't have the day off because Andrew would have to come in and run the best of.
I'm trying to give Andrew the day off, too. Let's just play music Thursday, Friday.
No, I'm not doing that. Friday.
We could do Red Wine into Living on a Prayer onto Jack and Diane.
On the actual, there's a lot of Boston crud that's shoved in there that's too rocky for the radio station. Anyway, all right. So,
July 3rd.
No, we're working.
You're working.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
It's the
if
MJ and Todd show, or MJ and Andrew show.
Listen, if we do take off on Thursday, we'll run a best of, and then Friday,
like always,
Friday would be all music. So the actual holiday, like Christmas Day, we don't play a best of show. We run music.
I think New Year's Day.
Maybe even like Christmas Eve. Yeah, we'll do that. But July 4th, it'll be all music in the morning. But Thursday, if we do take off the 3rd, it'll be a best of MJ morning show. Because a lot of the best of material, we switch it up. So stuff we did in the 7 o'clock hour will run in the 6, or stuff in the 7 will run in the 9, stuff from the 8 will run in the 7. So we mix up the show. And a lot of people haven't heard. A lot of people, I'm telling you, 80% of the people that listen, when we run a best of, they don't even know it's a best of because they're entertained. And really, that's the bottom line, right?
So, yeah. Anyway,
you know what?
Back to the 3rd.
Let's just leave, and they can run best ofs for the rest of the year. Hey, my contract is up at the end of the year.
They're going to be running best of starting January 1st.
Michelle wants me to toss in the towel. Michelle wants me to not renew. Michelle wants me to just zip off into the sunset, retire. Listen, we put Nielsen ratings. We've done number 1 for 2 months in a row. The MJ Morning Show, number 1, Nielsen 25 to 54 in the primo demographic. We were number 1 morning show in the market in April, number 1 in May. Watch, June will probably go to hell in a handbasket down the turtle. We'll probably be 27 in June, but
we're going to lose July for taking the 3rd off.
Yeah, July's going to be a cluster dump.
Oh, damn it, the 3rd. It's what did it to sons of bitches. You couldn't work that one day.
Anyway, so if you're a state employee, DeSantis announced yesterday that you're going to get the Thursday off.
We should take it off, too.
Well, listen, you're already taking it off. I don't know if I'm going to take it off.
It sounds like me and Michelle are taking it off together. We're going to breakfast that day with Chloe now.
That's great. Oh, hey, I've got a picture of an RV.
Yeah.
That was destroyed. A gigantic tree fell on an RV in an RV park.
Dude.
And I want you to identify the RV.
That is a real concern.
Well, you need to track these people down and sell them a new RV because their RV is totaled. It's like someone crumpled up a ball of Reynolds wrap. All right, hold on a minute. When we get back, it's the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show. What happens when a guy takes shrooms for the first time for his 60th birthday? We'll tell you next. Also, a couple of fascinating facts from our B-2 bomber mission over to Iran. For a couple of interesting things. Totally unrelated to the actual the war aspect, just something interesting, which I thought was fascinating. So stand by. There's a lot of stuff that we need to cram into our final chunk. The final segment, always good. It's never filler. It's always killer. Final segment, MJ Morning Show on a Tuesday is next on 104.7 FM, Q105. So stand by. It is on. It is the Zero Res 15% off sale, and this is only good until the end of the month. Scheduled to end on Monday. Whatever service you want from Zero Res carpet and air duct cleaning, you get 15% off. Your carpet is stained, 15% off. Your ducts need professional cleaning to get all the filth and mung out of your ducts, 15% off. Tile cleaning, grout cleaning, 15% off. Upholstery cleaning, 15% off. You have area rugs, 15% off. Don't let the 15% off sale slip away. Every service at Zero Res, 15% off. For carpet cleaning, you want to use their services because of their procedure. They use zero water. They don't use the heavy soaps and shampoos and chemicals the other companies use. The other companies leave a residue. That's why it's called Zero Res. Go to the website, ZeroResTampaBay.com. You can call them up. Phone numbers on the website, or you can book online. I like calling. And just tell them you heard it on the MJ Morning Show. To get 15% off, tell ZeroResTampaBay.com that you heard it on the MJ Morning Show. When it comes to your garage door, do you need service? And guess what? You might be listening right now and your garage door is perfect. Later today, you could be coming home from work, you push the button, and ping, the spring snaps. And it happens because that's the number one service call. Number one service issue with garage doors, a broken spring, and Banco has changed out tens and tens and tens of thousands over 40 years. Locally owned, family company. That's why you want Banco. Banco's the best. Anything garage door related. The best service in town, best techs, honest. They're not going to jam up prices, make things up. There are other companies out there. In fact, some of the big companies out there, they'll test the water sometimes and see how much a customer will pay for a garage door spring. Meaning your neighbor might pay a different price than you. That shouldn't be that way. No. Trust Banco. Mention me to Banco, you'll get 10% off. Anything garage door related, any service you need. If you need a new door, if you need a new state-of-the-art garage door opener, Banco. Bank on Banco. Bank on the best. BancoDoors.com, and tell them that MJ sent you. When it comes to car accidents or slip and falls, you want the Kemp Law Group. Let's talk about slip and falls. You might be in a store and you love the store, but guess what? Maybe there's a bonehead, negligent employee that's made a hazard, and you've tripped, you've fallen. Maybe there's a wet spot. Who knows? If you have a trip and slip and fall in a store and you're hurt, you deserve to recover. And this is where the Kemp Law Group comes in. The term, the expression, the slogan they have, accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. Car wreck or a slip and fall. They know how to preserve the evidence. They know how to, execute the perfect discovery to bolster your case. If you're out of pocket, if you've got pain and suffering, if you've been injured, make sure you collect. And they don't take a dime until they collect for you. The Kemp Law Group. KempLaw.com. Tell them that MJ sent you. Final check on traffic with Schreiner. The latest is on. is the MJ Morning Show, 9:29, and the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show here on a Tuesday. This is lovely. I just got a text from your son, Michelle.
Mm-hmm. My son? Is he not your son too?
I just got a text from your son because you got the potty mouth. You've got the foul. You're the foul mouth in the family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Julian just sent me a text. STFU, you're taking off. Meaning that he thinks that I should take off on Thursday, July 3rd.
I mean, for Julian especially, because it's his birthday weekend.
Yeah.
Isn't this a big birthday for Julian? Isn't he
it's a biggie.
Yeah, this is big.
Yeah, why don't you do something? You got your old ladies,
We're actually going out to a nice dinner. I can say where we're going, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So we're going to Burns Steakhouse.
Oh, you make a reservation for 7?
We have
You're 4.
We have 5 because Julian's girlfriend is coming in from Texas.
Oh, dude, listen.
Julian's NYU squeeze is coming in from Texas.
No, she's coming in from New York.
Change the
But
reservation.
she lives in Texas.
Yeah, but she's in New York right now.
Change the
Okay, all right.
reservation to 8.
Yeah.
Why?
Because my old lady's out of town. I got the 2 kids.
Oh yeah.
And we'll have
I'm bringing your little monsters.
We'll have the best time.
Yeah,
We'll
that's great.
Tell me we won't have the best time.
I would listen. I would bring your kids and you to my worst enemy's restaurant.
We will have the best time. Listen, we'll give her the
Not
show of a lifetime.
Your son can't sit still for 3 seconds in here.
Nope.
He's going to sit through a 3-hour experience at Burns Steakhouse. Get out of here.
Nope.
Yeah. So we're taking Julian to Burns on July 4th, Friday night, and he'll be able to order a drink with his driver license that says 21.
Oh, we won't. You going on the 4th or the 3rd?
We're going on the 4th.
Yeah, we're going on his actual birthday.
We're going on his actual birthday, dude.
I thought you were going to the 3rd. I'm busy that night.
No.
So.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, I can't go the 4th.
Oh, you can't go the 4th.
I'm busy the 4th.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I'm busy the 4th.
God.
Allison's back.
I thought you were going the 3rd. She's gone all weekend.
Yeah. If you notice, I limit like the type of place that I do go to dinner with you.
I limit the time I go to dinner with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Julian is going to be 21 on July 4th. You know what he needs to do? He's got to get the license.
Yeah, we just make an appointment and get it done.
He's got to get the normal license that doesn't scream I'm underage, which is like the vertical license. He's got to go get the hard. Does he have to actually physically go down to DMV?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet.
Oh, you know what? We have a connection, so I can I can see if our DMV connection can make an appointment for Julian. So, yeah, because I'd like to see him get his real Florida driver license and not the underage looking license. All right, so Julian, STFU, that's lovely.
Yeah, so looks like we're taking Thursday off.
I didn't say that. I'm not gonna let
did.
I'm not gonna let my kid bully me.
Looks like everybody but MJ will be taking.
I'll do the show.
Yes.
Hey, I did numerous hurricane shows in here by myself.
Yes.
Hey.
I waded through 4 feet of water a mile to get to this radio station. I had to be driven across the bridge by TPD.
Yes.
To get past a FHP roadblock, to get on the bridge, to get to the studio, to broadcast the show as a public service to the masses.
Okay, there's no hurricane going on July 3rd.
No. You know what?
You might be a short king, but you're not the boss in here.
Can I
so
tell you,
pipe it down.
Do you know that Dennis Phillips got recognized by like some local group for his service during the hurricanes? Did anyone recognize? Did Dennis Phillips walk through 4 feet of water for a mile to get to the studio to broadcast? I love Dennis Phillips. Dennis Phillips is our weather partner here on the MJ Morning Show and Q105. We had him for hours, but I think Dennis will even agree that I deserve some kind of ribbon, for my public service work.
A ribbon?
I get Jack. I'll never be inducted in any Hall of Fame or anything. It's fine by me. But, should I get should the South Tampa Rotary Club, recognize me alongside Dennis Phillips for service to the community during hurricanes?
Pinellas Garden Club?
Yeah, that one right there. That right there. Yeah.
And today at the Pinellas Garden Club, we recognize MJ on the radio.
9:34 at the MJ Morning Show. So everyone knows that we sent B-2 bombers over to Iran, and we took out these 3 nuclear sites. Now, I'm not getting into the politics or the back and forth on that or, this and that. I just want to talk about an interesting little factoid regarding the B-2 bomber and how they prep and how they prepare. Because, round trip was like a 37-hour, total mission. I mean, this is really long. So in the B-2 bomber.
So they slept, right? You have to sleep for a while.
Yeah, so you've got 2 pilots. You don't even have a full relief crew. Like if you fly overseas, if you're flying like a wide body to Italy or France or, wherever you go to England, these wide body aircrafts, if you're leaving from, listen, you can fly over to Europe on a 777 or an Airbus 330, the 2-aisle planes, or you leave from Atlanta or JFK, wherever. Those planes have in most cases for long flights, they have a full relief crew, meaning a whole set of, additional pilots, a pilot and a first officer. Or some flights will have one, depending on the length, maybe one relief pilot. But a lot of these overseas flights have 2 complete sets of pilots, right? The B-2 bomber only has 2 pilots. And when one is flying, the other one was sleeping. There's a cot. There's a little cot in the back of the B-2 bomber, the most advanced stealth bomber that we have. And, of course, we dropped those bunker busters over there. But here's what I learned. You've got a cot. You've got a mini fridge.
Yeah, I mean, you got to eat.
Is that like the college mini fridge on cinder blocks?
Like the little square fridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they got a mini fridge. They've got a microwave. And they got a little toilet. So on the mission, they have a microwave.
Well, they might want a hot food.
Yeah, exactly. So here's what I've learned.
Or coffee.
Yeah. So here's what I've learned, that during the mission they were making Hot Pockets.
That's what they were eating?
No.
Did they use nuclear energy to heat them up?
Stop, Fester.
No, they weren't carrying nukes.
Oh.
Yeah. So, So Hot Pockets, they have a microwave, and that's what they were making.
What are you gonna pick? Hot Pocket.
And then we're going to drop a big Hot Pocket on some sites in Iran.
They should have named the bomb
Hot
Pocket.
Bunker Buster.
What are you gonna pick? Hot Pocket.
Also, I don't know. I'm kidding. I don't think they weren't making Hot Pocket.
Were they or weren't they?
No.
That's totally believable.
I'm joking. Apparently there is a microwave
and a refrigerator.
This is true. There's a cot, there's a mini fridge, and there's a microwave in the B-2 bomber. It's like an amount of radar range, I think. So, but I don't think they had Hot Pockets. Maybe some.
What do you think? That lean cuisine?
Pizza bites.
Yeah, right. The little pizza bagels.
Yeah, and there's a little toilet on there.
Little Totino's pizza rolls.
But here's what I did read seriously: that they ate turkey sandwiches. So the Endurance, a 2-person crew, that you have to understand how nutrition affects alertness and digestion during these long missions. We go through sleep studies. We actually go through nutritional education to be able to teach each other what wakes us up, what helps us sleep, according to a Lieutenant General retired Steve Basham, who flew the B-2 for 9 years and retired last year as Deputy Commander of U.S. European Command. Pilots are trained to be cognizant of foods. So apparently the go-to meal for this guy that did the B-2 long flights, turkey sandwiches on wheat bread, no cheese, as bland as possible. So did they have bland turkey sandwiches, or did they have Totino's pizza bites that they heated up in the microwave? I don't know.
MJ, you got to think, you don't want something too greasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want something too fatty.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sounds pretty plausible.
Listen to this. My wife gave me magic mushrooms for my 60th birthday. It transformed my life in ways I never expected.
Good ways or terrible ways?
Apparently he's somewhat positive about the experience. Approaching my 60th birthday, I'd been feeling apprehensive and anxious for much of the year leading up to this milestone. It felt increasingly like the walls were closing in on me, and a dark cloud was hanging over my head. combination of old and new wounds, blah, blah, blah. That's when Samantha, his wife, made an unexpected suggestion. How would you like to go on a guided magic mushroom journey for your 60th birthday?
Sounds great.
You want me to sign you up for that? Yours is coming up.
No. You want me to retire. You want me to just enjoy, the rest of my life.
This could be the start of it.
You can enjoy some shrooms, dude.
When do I turn in my notice and tell them that I'm not renewing them?
There's no notice around here.
Yeah.
Your last show is your last show.
Yeah. Listen, we came full circle. We put in a bunch of number ones for the MJ Morning Show. Mission accomplished. I'm going to hang up like a mission accomplished banner behind me. You know what? Can you have one made? Have a mission accomplished made, Fester. Have that in here for tomorrow, right behind me on MJ TV, would you please? All right. Anyway, so this guy goes on a magic mushroom fest, and they perform the ritual, including a sage smudge, a tarot card pull. What?
I don't need all that. Just give me mushrooms.
Just the shrooms, dude.
I have no desire. I've talked about my high school pals.
Yeah.
So all of my high school buddies, they smoke pot, and I think some of them do shrooms.
What?
Yeah, they're tripping. They go home and they trip. I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, this dude said that he got thrust into 16th century Portugal watching his 12th great-grandmother tied to the stake in Lisbon. I mean, this is the kind of mushroom trip this guy was on.
Wow.
Sounds like a fun one, huh,
Oh,
Fess?
my God.
I love history.
You do.
Oh, man. This is like a 20-page story on this guy's trip. But he said, I'm not suggesting psychedelic-assisted therapy is a miracle cure. In fact, all those studies have shown it to be transformative for many people, especially those with psychiatric symptoms. It may not be for everyone. Readers should consult with a medical professional before seeking out shrooming. What is it? Psilocybin, right? Isn't that the active chemical? Yeah. He's like, he said it's been a little over a year since my first journey. I've done a few more sessions since then. What I think as a maintenance dose, each one brings new insight and surprisingly, some of the most profound experiences of unconditional love. So this guy's positive on the deal. This is like a normal-looking 60-year-old dude.
Yeah.
And he's all shrooming and tripping.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I have no desire.
No?
I mean, can you imagine?
Imagine how it could expand your mind.
Michelle, what would I be like?
You might find happiness in some other activity or learning something or watching some history show.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if it took you back to a different time. That's why they call it a trip.
Yeah.
You went on a trip.
What the hell would I be like on shrooms?
You might be so mellow and happy. And
How
just,
many listeners would love to hear me? How many listeners would love to hear me do this show on shrooms?
I don't think it's a radio show.
Yeah.
If anything, it's a podcast because who knows what we'd be saying.
Right.
But he says, 20 minutes after taking the drink, a kind of a coca mushroom mixture, he felt it kick in. A very pleasant feeling came over him, like he was tipsy, but not cognitively impaired.
Right. Was he sort of relaxed and just taking it all in?
His vision became sharper. He noticed things he's never noticed before.
Your vision would become sharper.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Fester, where was this umpire that called the game a forfeit because some father was screaming? This is like a Little League game with 10-year-olds.
I have no idea.
You sent me this link. And again, it's another example of parents behaving badly at a kid's game. And the ump finally had enough. And apparently the father was a firefighter at a local fire department. And he's heckling the ump and screaming at the ump over the balls and strikes calling. And it's like a 10-year-old Little League game.
All right. What I just told him? If you don't
We already heard you.
I'm going to forfeit the team.
We're
So
done.
shut up
We're
and
done.
game.
We're
Okay.
done. The game's over.
Walkers.
Atta boy, huh? Feel better?
I feel fine. You feel okay?
I feel
great.
great.
The game for your kid. For what?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you want to argue balls and strikes in a Little
We
League
didn't
game?
argue balls and strikes. He walked up like a man to you.
And this guy's a firefighter who protects your neighborhood.
So the woman, you hear, and he's a firefighter and protects you. And I guess the father is a firefighter and yelling at the ump And then you hear another parent saying, you're arguing with the ump over balls and strikes
At a Little League
at
game.
a Little League game?
Now that I look into it a little more.
Where was this? Do you know?
I don't. But it might be from a year or so ago, 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
Fester sent this to me last night.
I see everything on Reddit, and Reddit has no timeline. It posts when somebody reposts it.
We've seen some bad behavior. You know, with Chloe, playing college soccer. She played Division I women's soccer. And Chloe started playing soccer when she was like 4 years old. And we saw every iteration of club soccer, here in the Tampa Bay area, up when we were in New York for a while. Michelle, we've seen all kinds of behavior.
Oh, terrible.
Like even parents on our team.
Yeah.
We had numerous parents that would just scream and yell and curse the refs out during soccer. And then we had some parents that actually were ejected.
Yeah.
And told, leave now, get off the side. The ref is, leave, get off the sidelines or else I'm gonna forfeit the game, or whatever.
Penalty the kick or penalty the kid.
No, it was like
Wasn't that you?
No. All right, Michelle. All right, listen. Why don't you tell everyone that I was a complete gentleman always on the sidelines?
Unless you were yelling at your own daughter.
You listen to you. I was a complete gentleman.
What did I yell at my daughter?
I pulled out the
What is something you remember?
The one famous line.
What?
When she shot the goal, and she missed, and you were like, Chloe, the ball has to go into the mesh with that white frame at the end of the field. And everybody in the stands was like, what the heck? You're like telling her, she has to kick it into the goal. And okay.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt. I didn't know he went to AA.
I heard that he's always had, an affinity for the booze.
Yeah.
Well, Brad Pitt, apparently with his very tumultuous divorce.
Well, here's the thing.
With Angelina Jolie.
She drove him to that.
Yeah. So
I mean,
you think he's the good one and she's the crazy?
I think there's enough crazy to go around for everybody.
I think she is crazier, and I mean, look, she got him away from Jennifer, and who knows what goes on in that relationship. But she tried to, I don't know, checkmate him by filing that report from what happened on an airplane, filing with the FBI. I mean, she's devious, I think.
Malicious.
Yeah. And she sold the wine, the winery that they're supposed to have
joint interest in.
She sold it without even telling him, which is in violation of the contract, supposedly. He was normal until her. He was normal. He dated Gwyneth Paltrow. He was, stuck up for her against Harvey Weinstein. He's always had a little bit of fun party boy in him, but I think she just drove him over the edge.
I would say he's more the normal one, and she's the loony.
Yeah.
She's the Looney Tune.
Look how skinny she is. Sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, you're going to break in half.
Yeah. So Brad Pitt was recently on some podcast. What's the name of the podcast? The Dax Shepard Armchair Expert Podcast.
Have you never heard of it?
No.
I don't think I've ever heard of anybody's podcast until it makes
same
news.
here. I don't listen to any podcast.
And Dax Shepard's a celebrity. I mean,
Yeah,
in his
he
own
is.
right. He has his own. But
Anyway, this is what Brad Pitt said.
I was in I was pretty much on my back, on my knees. And I was really I was trying anything and anything anyone threw at me. It was a particular difficult time. I needed rebooting. I needed to wake the fuck up in some areas. And it just meant a lot to me.
So he apparently went to AA, went to Alcoholics Anonymous.
how'd that go? Hi, my name is Brad. And everybody started screaming, I'm an alcoholic. And they're like, so are we.
Hi, Brad. He said he spent 1.5 years in AA after his ex-wife, Angelina Jolie, filed for divorce and apparently drove him bat crap crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He said it was a really special experience. He said it was incredible to see men sharing their experiences, their foibles, missteps, their wants, their aches. Yeah, Brad Pitt, he's well-spoken.
I think he's a genuine guy.
Yeah.
Everybody at the AA meeting was really impressed with him. Hi, I'm Brad P. And it's been 45 days since my last drink.
Yeah, remember Jolie accused Brad Pitt of physical abuse, alleging that he assaulted her and their 2 kids. I don't believe that. On a plane. Remember the plane?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
So I walked by a billboard and it said grab a Heine, and it was a Heineken poster, and I really wanted a drink, so I called my sponsor, and they talked me off. So I'm doing good.
What are you saying?
Have you never been to an AA meeting?
No, I've not been to an AA. Oh, you've been to an AA meeting?
Yeah,
No,
I've been to AA
no,
meetings.
you haven't.
I used to go to pick up chicks.
No, that's
the standards are lower.
What was the TV show where the guy went to like the Narcotics Anonymous meetings to meet women? Or was there a joke that going to a sex addicts anonymous meeting to pick up?
Great place to meet people.
Oh, man. Anyway, I think Brad Pitt's a decent guy,
And his movie's coming out this week?
yeah. So I was going to mention that. So F1, it comes out Friday.
Yes, but we're going on Thursday.
This is a big movie. This is like really a cool movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. F1, it's getting great reviews. So the reviewers that have already seen it, the F1 movie is supposed to be strong. And apparently they shot a lot of it in real race cars at real events.
Yeah. I think he had to learn how to actually race, like for real. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty amazing. 9:50 at the MJ Morning Show. Look at the time. I think it's time we get the hell out of here. All right, if you need to get a hold of me, folks, I am easy. My private personal email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. No one looks at that email but me. mj@mjmorningshow.com. If you have any gossip, you have anything I need to know, you have any hot tip, if you need to remain anonymous, let me know. I get a lot of great material from listeners via email, so have at it. And, of course, my Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. If I could get just one follower right now, just one, that's my goal for the day. Just one new follower.
Could be you.
If I could get just one new follower right now on my Instagram, you will make my day. Certified MJ Radio. Just all I need is one new follower right now. Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow on Instagram right now. Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. And do me a favor. Let's be careful out there.
Hear the latest MJ Morning Show podcast on the Q105 app, powered by